at 11-4. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith here at Foster Pavilion. Bob Baker, our courtside engineer, Cameron Savoy, our producer this evening. And Lori, good to see you once again. We've had the pleasure of calling some pretty exciting games here as of late for this Baylor team. The last two of them victories. Well, I think everyone involved would enjoy a more comfortable win here one of these days. I think there's also that sense that this team's been tested. This team's been tested, and they've come through with some big victories. And now the charge is to, as you start getting into the meat of Big 12 play, start stacking one win at a time, and particularly it begins with that opportunity to protect the home court.
Yeah, that's incredibly important to be able to do that. And today facing Colorado, and then you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but Kansas at 2 p.m. on Sunday as well. But that's the focus. It's really what's next, and what is next is right here in front of us at Foster Pavilion. The Buffaloes and Baylor hoping to continue to move forward after they've got those incredible wins on the road. The big 19-point comeback over Oklahoma State, and then holding on and making the big play with 2.9 seconds left, and making a big defensive play for Baylor to be able to win 72-70 on the road against a big crowd at Hilton Coliseum against Iowa State.
Yeah, Baylor picked up two victories against two teams in the nation's top 10 in total offense. You know, the biggest comeback in program history against Oklahoma State on New Year's Eve day. And then in the top 10 victory, Baylor now, Colin Pirtle has shared with us, is one of only two Power 4 teams with two top 10 wins this year. The other being the Texas Longhorns. Baylor has two of them. You know, you look, Baylor's net rating is up to number 28, and that is only going to go up. This team's been challenged, Lori. Q1 wins, quad 1 wins are really something that you're looked at in March when you're looking at where you're going to go in the tournament. Baylor has played more quad 1 games than but one team won. That's UCLA. Played 7 quad 1 games. Baylor has played 6 and has gone 3-3. That's challenging, and that's very good here as you head into the meat of Big 12 play.
You know, and each time Baylor has also just elevated its game. I think this is a team that's getting more comfortable playing with each other. They're understanding what Coach Nikki and her staff want to do, and also you've seen players who coming back from injury, who like Jana Van Geitenbeek, who are finally just comfortable in playing within themselves and just being a complete factor in a game, whether that's scoring, dishing the ball, pushing the pace. I think Baylor has just continued to get better, and we saw that with it's like a light switch came on with 11.5 minutes left in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and Baylor all of a sudden just played a spectacular game. And I think we saw that at Iowa State. They were a focused team, and they were ready to go from the get-go. It's like you can look at every quarter, and somebody different was the big player each one of those. Bugs in the first quarter, Yuting Dunn in the second quarter. Second half, you had, you ended up with Talia Scott, who stepped up in a big way, but every single person contributed in just some really remarkable ways, including, I'm looking over there at Kirsten Johnson, who finally was able to play a game that kept her on the floor in critical moments. She hit a huge corner 3 with the shot clock about to wind down. I mean, it was a catch and shoot from the corner. And then just the big blocks, the big rebounds. She had 9 rebounds in that game. She was just a real force.
Yeah, KJ, she's called, Kirsten Johnson stepped up big in that one. Really, everyone had their fingerprints on that win in a positive way in some form or fashion. The Bears just took the floor. Colorado did moments ago. We are here on the Baylor Waco Brazos Riverfront here. Fans making their way into Foster Pavilion as we get you ready for Baylor and Colorado here on Conecuh Sausage. Countdown to tip-off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. Their patented blend of seasonings and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Still to come on Conecuh Sausage Countdown to tip-off here in about 15 minutes or so. We're going to hear from Coach Nikki Collin, her pregame thoughts about the Bears' ability to step up when games are on the line. We'll get her thoughts on this Colorado team and what they're going to try to do and how Baylor will counter. We'll, of course, give you the starting lineups and the availability report for today's game. But coming up next, a conversation with Kyla Abraham. Kyla Abraham has been a big part of Baylor's interior post defense that's been so good throughout this season. She had some more big block shots on Sunday against Iowa State, and we'll get her thoughts on playing in that environment and more when we return after this. It is Baylor and Colorado coming up 27 minutes from now at Foster Pavilion here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official of Baylor Athletics.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the Buy H-E-B app to start prepping for game day right away.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Colorado this evening. This is the 23rd all-time matchup between these two teams. Colorado, of course, in their second run in the Big 12. Baylor leads the all-time series 14-8. Tonight's game is presented to you by H-E-B. H-E-B, here everything is better. Both teams on the floor warming up right now. Kyla Abraham is out there. She had a couple of big blocks against Iowa State Sunday. Had blocks on a Wednesday against Oklahoma State, and a big bucket that put Baylor up 6 with under 90 seconds to go. She has stepped up this year, and we talked to her about what it means to play in these big situations. Starting off, the first question for Kyla today: would you rather get the crowd cheering, or would you rather silence a crowd?
Silence the crowd, definitely. I think there was one play I had where I blocked Jada Williams, and I guess the crowd got quiet after that. I didn't know, but when I did find out, I was like, oh yeah, that's like, it's a good feeling, definitely. I think silencing the crowd.
And that jumper you had against Oklahoma State late that put Baylor up 6, I think that was another one of those where you just saw a window, took it, and the crowd knew they needed to stop, but they didn't get it because you hit your shot.
Yeah, definitely. That moment I knew that I silenced the crowd. Not a shot that I was looking for at first, but definitely glad that I hit it.
You've hit a couple of those elbow jumpers as of late. Is that something you feel, probably not the first option there, but if you get it, feels like you're confident in it?
Definitely. It's one of those things where it's like, I'll take it if I need to, but it's not my first option, and I'm just glad that I'm making it.
Talking with Kyla Abraham, and speaking of the free throw line, Kyla, I feel like you've improved there in that area this year. We've seen more consistency. Is that just the result of hard work on that?
Definitely something that I've been working on. Over my 4 years here, I have struggled at the free throw line, and I'm just trying to make it a point to slowly but surely get that percentage up by working on it.
Yeah, well, you've been hitting them more lately, and that's good to see. We think about some of these road games that you've won. These are tough environments that you've been in. What do you feel like you've taken away as a team, that ability to kind of stare down a challenge and win?
I think it's made us stronger as a team, knowing that we can be in the face of adversity and overcome that. Not a lot of teams in our league can come back from a 19-point deficit and win a game. That's something that's really hard to do. Not a lot of teams can go into Iowa State where they have a leading scorer and, try and shut them down like we did. I think it's made us stronger. It's shown us that we can do a lot more than we're capable of, and we're just working towards trying to become better and stronger in those aspects as well.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 subvention cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 2/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor and Colorado this evening, coming up just under 20 minutes from now. This is Conecuh Sausage Countdown to tip-off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. They are a patented blend of seasonings and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoying your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Well, Lori Fogelman, when you look at Baylor's all-time record book for rebounds, the top 10 list, many of those are players that you've had the privilege of calling their games, sitting courtside over the years. I would argue it is about as good as anybody's top 10 list, any program in the country, when you see Sophia Young-Malcolm, Brittany Griner, Nina Davis, Susie Snyder-Eppers, just to name a few. Well, on Sunday with her 20 rebounds, Darian Little-Page-Buggs joined that all-time top 10 list. She's now just 10 rebounds away from reaching 1,000 for her career, and she's going to climb that list. You look at the list, she's got an opportunity to move up several rows, but what does it mean to you to get to see her etch her name on that list and climb in the rankings?
I guess it's because it is so surprising to me, and I think we usually do that when we come with rebounding. They just stack up and you don't realize it, but she's got averaging 10 rebounds a game. You've got 15, 16 games left.
She could do it.
I mean, it's very possible that she could pass the great Kalani Brown. It's amazing, a rarefied air as a Baylor Bear.
And you're going to hear Nikki's thoughts on that, and I think you'll agree. We'll have to talk about those a little bit later on, just how she compares to some of those names. on the list. It is Baylor and Colorado coming up. We'll take a timeout and hear from Coach Nicky when we return on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears back at home tonight against Colorado, and it's time for a pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin. A successful road trip, 2 dramatic wins over Oklahoma State and Iowa State. And Nikki, now you're back at home, and curious. You look at playing in really 3 pretty dramatic games to start Big 12 play. I'm curious. You can't really prepare for those completely until you're in them. Have you learned anything about your team in those latter moments, and do you see a team that's embracing probably the kind of moments that you're going to see more of before the year is through?
Well, I think you look at 2 of those first 3 teams we played were undefeated when we played them, and Texas Tech is still undefeated, and Oklahoma State obviously had 2 losses, but you're facing teams that are really confident because of the success they had in non-conference play. And so, I don't think any of those 3 teams played the schedules that we played in non-conference. But, I think you're going to be battle-tested in this league. And, Texas Tech may be a little bit different once they take their first loss, because all of a sudden it does expose. It does make you question, there's good parts of losses and bad parts of losses. And so I think this is a team that knows there's different ways to win basketball games. I don't think we lose the Texas Tech game if we have Talia Scott. I believe that because so much of our offense has been run through her. But it was good in the Iowa State game to see her struggle offensively, to get in foul trouble, and to see everybody else find a way to be so impactful. And so, it's going to be different players on different nights. I think she's probably going to be our one consistent offensively, in terms of she just is so elite in her ability to score the basketball and find ways, whether it's from the free throw line, the mid-range, the three's not falling, that I think it's just hard to keep her from getting 20. You take one of her worst games of the year, and she still got 21 points and scored basically every point for us in the fourth quarter. And so, along with the game winner. So I think it's a good thing for this team to build confidence in a lot of different areas.
The team has shown an ability to win games in different ways. The Big 12 demands that. What's different about Colorado? What are they going to try to do, and what's that going to demand of your team tonight?
Yeah, I'm not sure we've seen a team with their length since Duke. I think they're long at the 3-4-5. They're actually very similar to us that way. If you look at them, size, versatility at those positions, and so I think they're a team probably the first team we faced that averages less than 5 made threes a game. I mean, it's not a team that's dependent on the three. Wins versus losses, it's like they make 4 or 4.2. Wins versus losses, it has zero impact, to them. That they're going to use their length to get in passing lanes. They're going to use their length to go to the glass. They're going to use their length to be good cutters off the ball. And then they're going to try to create turnovers. And if they create turnovers, then they can get fast break points. When they get fast break points, they beat their opponents. So, we have to do a good job taking care of the basketball because they thrive, when they can create easy opportunities in space.
Visiting with Coach Nikki Collin, it is Baylor and Colorado this evening, and you've talked about the fact that assist to turnover ratio isn't where you want it. What are you seeing from the team? Are you seeing any positive signs? In Colorado with their pressure, how much is that a factor tonight?
Yeah, I think we're starting to understand strengths and weaknesses. I also think I have to understand, just as I'm figuring every team out. What are ways that we can do a better job of not putting in people in position to turn the basketball over, And we certainly have been a program over the last 3 years that has had 6 players average double figures, and we've had a ton of assists, and we've been a team that's, 80%, 70% of our baskets were assisted, and we look a little different now. And I have to understand, that Talia doesn't need a catch and shoot 3, that she can create off the bounce to go score, that Ting can score in a lot of different ways. And so, it's about, okay, what's the strength of this team? And maybe it isn't going to be that we assist on 75% of our baskets, but it's about learning how to help this team have fewer turnovers. So maybe our assist to turnover ratio isn't going to be exactly where I would want it to be, because part of why it's been there is because of our sheer volume of assists. But now if you only have one player on your team that is a volume assist player in Jana, maybe your total isn't going to be as high, but are we getting Bugs to make the simple pass, to not turn it over or drive in a bad position? Can we start to take away some of our illegal screens? I don't think our number of live ball turnovers continues to decrease. It's just we're getting more illegal screens. I mean, Bella had 2, Talia had 1. You go through these games and you see those are all dead ball turnovers. Those are turnovers that we can set our defense and defend. They're not getting pick sixes, and so it's about understanding this team and how to help them put themselves in good position to make good decisions so we don't have live ball turnovers.
And finally, Nikki, on Sunday with her 20 rebounds, Darriana Little-Page-Buggs, she moved into the program's top 10 all-time. She passed Lauren Cox, and I think if you look at Baylor's all-time top 10 list, starting with Sophia Young-Malcolm, Brittany Griner, probably about as good as any program in the nation's top 10 list. What does it mean to you to see her etch her name and to be able to continue to rise in that important category with some of our all-time greats?
Yeah, not knowing, you mentioned some of the names, but I would think Buggs is unique because she's not as big. You look at Lauren Cox, you look at the Kalani Browns and the Nalissa Smiths, and they're all 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". She gets so many offensive rebounds just because of her relentless pursuit of the basketball. And it just speaks to who she is. Like, if there's one thing about her, the way she competes, the way she follows the ball off the rim. I've always talked about rebounding being so much about heart in a lack in some ways of playing percentages. Because if you think about the number of times it takes to go to the boards to get 4 offensive rebounds, Buggs goes probably 90% of possessions. She's going, and when you only get 4, it doesn't sound like a lot, and 4 is going to lead the nation, And so when you think about what it takes, but the beauty of Buggs is she's not thinking about that. She's not thinking, am I going to get it or am I not? If I don't think I've got a chance to get it, I'm not going to go. You look at the 7 offensive rebounds against Iowa State and the impact those had, just because she's not thinking. She's just trying to get the ball for her team, and she's not someone that once she gets it, is automatically just going to shoot it. She's going to try to create an advantage for our team. And so it's just who she is. She's a team player. She's relentless in her pursuit of the basketball.
All right, thanks very much. Head Coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. We've got Baylor and Colorado coming up from Foster Pavilion after this, here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This is Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Today's game is brought to you by H-E-B. Here, everything's better. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, here's the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
The Bears back at home in Big 12 action, welcoming the Buffaloes of Colorado to Foster Pavilion. Baylor ranked number 16 in the nation, 13-3 record, 2-1 in Big 12 play. Taking on Colorado, also 2-1. They are 11-4 overall. Well, the starting lineups are being introduced here. Let's give them to you in just a moment. But first, new to the Big 12 this year, our game day availability reports. And for the just the second time in the last 2 years, you know, we didn't have these lists last year. But if you did, we could say this is the second time we've been able to say this. There is no one on Baylor's injury list. Everyone is available, including Inez Goryanova, the redshirt freshman point guard who has yet to play in a game. Now, don't know if she'll play tonight. Maybe she will, but she is available. Colorado has 2 players, and 2 meaningful players out. Kennedy Sanders, their starting guard, and Claire O'Connor, another guard, also a key piece. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups when it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics. Baylor's Scott Whiteside with sports medicine and orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texas. Bruiser over here giving us some fist bumps. That has got to be a positive sign as we get ready for tonight's game here. But let's give you the starting lineups now. First for the visitors, the Buffaloes of Colorado. Their lineup as put together by head coach J.R. Payne in her 10th year. Looks like this. The forwards, Logan Greer, Jade Masagayo, and Anael Dutas. Dutas averages 10 points and a team-high 8.5 rebounds per game. A native of France who transferred in from Rhode Island. Jade Masagayo, a Missouri State transfer, averaging in double figures. And Logan Greer, a 6'4" freshman, 10.5 points, 5.5 boards per game. With Kennedy Sanders out, Maeve Mackerlane starts at guard, 1.7 points, 1.3 assists per game. And then Ziana Walker, who may be a familiar name to Baylor fans. She played at Kansas State the last 2 years. Ziana Walker, a 5'11" junior guard from Wichita. In her first year at Colorado, 10 points, 2.5 assists per game. So again, for Colorado, Walker, Mackerlane, Greer, Masagayo, and Dutas. for the Bears. The same starting lineup that we've seen in a game that Talia Scott has been healthy. Now one forward, Bella Fauntleroy, the senior from Springfield, Missouri, averaging 9.3 points and 5.5 rebounds per game. Really struggling with her shot. She's just 1 of 20 in Big 12 play so far. Surely that can go nowhere but up, and hopefully that starts tonight. At the other forward, Dariana Littlepage Buggs matched her career high on Sunday with 20 boards. She's averaging a double-double on the season. 10 points, 10.5 rebounds per game for the senior from Oklahoma City. And then the other forward, Kirsten Johnson, the 6'4" defensive presence in the middle, 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocked shots per game. And then the guards, Jana Van Geitenbeek and Talia Scott. Jana, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 6.8 assists. That assist total is good for 4th in the Big 12, number 11 in the nation. And then Talia Scott, the 2nd leading scorer in Big 12 play. In the Big 12, I should say, and in Big 12 play for that matter. She's averaging 21 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game. Held scoreless in the first half against Iowa State on Sunday. She erupted for 21 second half points in the win, including the game winner with 2.9 seconds to go. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. You know, Lori, as we step into tonight's game, Baylor a 2-1 record, I think what it could look like. You know, on one hand, you think if Talia Scott had been healthier, if the Bears had played just a little bit better against Texas Tech, you're talking about maybe a 3-0 unblemished Big 12 record. On the other hand, boy, those games at Oklahoma State, that was tenuous, being down 19 with 11.5 minutes to go. Of course, Iowa State went right down to the wire. Baylor has played 3 close games. I think that's going to be a good thing for this team, both short-term and long-term. Now you want to really protect the home floor and play some of your best basketball here, and maybe even just maybe giving yourself an opportunity to, bring some of your reserves in later on in the game.
That would be ideal, would it not? But right now, Baylor is just focused on the opening tip, and let's get this one going. The 4th game in the Big 12 Conference this year for the Baylor Bears and the Colorado Buffaloes.
Kirsten Johnson and Jay Masagayo at midcourt. Masagayo wins the tip, and Colorado will begin on offense. Ayanna Walker takes a quick mid-range jump shot and misses. The putback for Colorado is no good, but in traffic, Walker comes away with the rebound, and they're going to have 3 shots on their first possession, pending their ability to protect the basketball here. Maeve Mackerlane gets the start at point guard, takes the feed, drives left of the lane, harassed by Jana Van Geitenbeek, and they're going to throw it into the backcourt. That was Masagayo, fired it past Ayanna Walker. Bucks hustles the other way, and that's a shot clock violation. No, that's a shot clock violation. The buzzer went off, and they let them continue to play. It's picked up off the ground by Colorado in the backcourt. They feed it ahead underneath the basket and draw a foul. Lori, that errant pass went 3/4 court the other way. The shot clock buzzer went off, and officials continued to let them play. Colorado picked up the loose ball and draws a foul. I'm really perplexed by that. Coach,
that was just a live ball, was it not?
Now here is a pass beneath the basket and a whistle as Colorado plays it back in, and a foul is called on Ayanna Walker.
Yeah, just trying to clear some space underneath. It took Talia Scott out underneath. So, boy, Colorado just came out banging inside and missed all of those shots, nearly had a turnover, and Baylor gets its first offensive possession.
Yeah, so not a foul on Baylor, just a ball out of bounds, but Colorado misses 2 shots to start the stretch here of the ballgame. Now Baylor turns it over, an errant pass from Van Geitenbeek. Colorado into the front court. They find Greer in the corner. Her 3 is too strong. However, she chases down her long rebound in the corner. So far, they have taken 3 shots to Baylor's 1. A minute 8 into the ballgame, neither team has scored. Duta, who Coach Nicky compares to Dariana Littlepage Buggs, fires outside to the 6'4" Greer. She gives it off to Masagayo, who flips it to Mackerlane. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Mackerlane pulls up for mid-range jumper. No good. Another offensive rebound for Colorado. Duta kicks it out to Greer, whose jumper is no good. And Baylor knocks it out of bounds. 2 Bears right there unable to secure the rebound. Laurier, sloppy start for the Bears in the first minute 28.
6 total rebounds for Colorado, 5 of them on the offensive glass.
They haven't been able to convert, but that doesn't really make it any better. Inbound pass to Colorado. Duta flips it out to Mackerlane around the horn to a double-digit score, Ayanna Walker. Now to Masagaya with 10 on the shot clock. Walker takes the feed once again, perimeter right, crosses over, kicks it outside to Greer, who drives inside, runs into Bella Fauntleroy, and runs right over her, an offensive foul. Logan Greer called for the charge, her first, team second. Now the good news is Colorado, who struggles with their shot as a team, is struggling with their shot today, 0 of 5, but I know this staff is unhappy with those 5 offensive rebounds for the Buffaloes in the first minute 50 of the ball game. Baylor trying to dent the scoreboard first, now the other way. KJ hands it off to Talia Scott, takes the feed, and is fouled at the free throw line as she unleashes the jump shot. Free throws are coming.
Is that on Walker? If so, that would be number 2. She was the closest player.
She is. That is on Walker. That's her second and the team's third, and they're going to bring their leading scorer in the game. It's Desiree Wooten, the North Texas transfer from Mansfield, averaging 11.1 points per game. They have 5 in double figures, averaging between 10 and 11.1. And she is the tops in that category. First free throw by the Big 12's leading free throw shooter, and Talia Scott is too strong. She's got one more coming, and we remain scoreless a minute 57 in. Talia Scott with another opportunity to change that. A couple of dribbles. It is up, and it is good. And the Bears take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Back the other way, Mackerlane will feed it ahead to Masagaya, wants to drive inside on KJ, puts up a shot, no good. KJ stayed right with her. Bears come away with the rebound. Who else but Bugs? Gives it ahead to Van Geitenbeek. The feed to Talia Scott as she tried to stop and then start to drive. She took the basketball with her without a dribble. That's a travel.
I think she was halfway through, 50% on I'm going to take a 3, and then she saw where she could put the ball on the floor and just took one step too soon. And Baylor turns the basketball over back to Colorado. Baylor leading 1-0.
1-0
I like the bottom of the first inning.
A 2-out single brought home the run for the Bears. Here is Wooten on the drive. A crossover behind the back dribble as they now swing it across the court to Mackerlane. 2.5 minutes gone. Baylor with a 1-0 lead. Masagayo left of the lane, puts it on the floor, drives inside. Passer shot smothered by KJ, who just grabs the ball out of the air and takes it away. The Bears back the other way. Here's Talia Scott flinging it cross court to Fauntleroy. Catch and shoot, and she knocks down the 3. She was just 1 for 20, Lori, in Big 12 play, but she hits her first shot here tonight against the Buffaloes.
Yeah, she's just 1 3-pointer away from moving into a tie for number 5 all time for threes for Baylor. And just to see the ball go through the hoop for Bella Fauntleroy could just do wonders for her.
Here is Dutton driving inside on Bugs. Cut off, circles back outside. 8 on the shot clock for Colorado. Baylor with a 4-0 lead. 5 to shoot. Mackerlane dribbles herself into trouble in the corner. Has her shot blocked by KJ. And then as she tries to fire it down low, it's knocked out of bounds by the Bears. That'll either be a shot clock violation. They do rule it a shot clock violation. And not maybe a couple tenths of a second back up on the shot clock. Good defense there by the Bears as they forced Mackerlane, not a good shooter to begin with, into the corner. And she tried to fire it up over KJ, and she was unable to get it there.
Now, KJ has a block in 14 of Baylor's 16 games, including a career-high 6. And so she has come in playing some really stout defense the way that she played against Iowa State.
Van Geitenbeek misses a 3, but Bugs chases down the offensive board. Second chance opportunity. Van Geitenbeek loses the dribble, but chases it down on the right wing. Outside to Talia Scott, long 3, too strong. Another offensive board by KJ, has it knocked out of her hand as she goes back up with it. And the Bears will keep it as it was last touched by Colorado. Ariana Gooden checks in, a freshman from Fort Smith, Arkansas, 6-foot freshman. Coach Nicky said this team has some length, and they do. A lot of players 5'11" or taller out there on the floor for the Buffaloes. Shanna looking to get it in, close to a 5-second violation, and not just close, it is, and that's going to give it back to the Buffaloes.
But Baylor could not clear any space at all.
4-0, Baylor with the lead. Colorado with possession, 6:05 to play first quarter. Neither team off to a great start in this game. Wooten drives inside, and she does finish from the right block to put the Buffaloes on the board and cut the Baylor lead in at 4-2. They are 1 of 9 from the field. Baylor 1 of 4. Here is Bella Fauntleroy popping the right and getting the block. Jumper from the mid-range. She's 2 for her first 2. More made buckets here in the first 4 minutes of this game than she had in the first 3 games of Big 12 play.
I mean, that is just, again, you just, It's just that she's taken really good shots, and they have just not been falling. It has just been a really tough stretch for her, but you know what? She never stays down. She always makes it all up on the defensive end, but it sure is great to see her with 5 early points for Baylor.
Baylor knocked a pass out of bounds. Now Colorado plays it back in with 5.5 to go. A 6-2 Baylor lead first quarter. Here's Wooten around to screen, popping a jumper just beyond the free throw line. It falls off the rim. Bugs clears another rebound. That is 3 of them for her here in the first half of the first quarter. Bugs takes the feed from Van Geitenbeek and swings it left side to Belafonte. She is cut off by Dutal and unloads outside to KJ. KJ with the dribble and a handoff to Talia Scott left of the lane. Puts up an awkward runner falling away. Can't hit the rim, and Dutal has the rebound. She gives it off to Gooden, driving all the way, and she runs right over Belafonte, who hits the floor hard, as she tends to do a few times a game, but she drew the charge. That's the second charge she has taken here in the first quarter. That's the first foul on Ariana Gooden and the 4th on Colorado, and it brings us to our first quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central. Central National Bank. We'll look at some of the numbers with Lori when we come back. 6-2 Baylor lead halfway through the first quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor's got to be unhappy because they have given up 5 offensive rebounds and allowed Colorado to take 4 more shots than the Bears have. So far, just 6 points for the Bears in the first 5 minutes. But the defense has more than picked up the slack on that. You look at this, just 2 points for Colorado on 1 of 10 shooting. All of their 10 shots have come from inside the arc, and Lori, most of them have been contested.
You've had Baylor's post players like KJ just really being strong inside. You've got Bugs gobbling up rebounds, and usually and then you get a charge call, another foul drawn by Belafonte. It's just amazing at that. I think she's a leader in the clubhouse when it comes to fouls drawn. I'd like to see that particular stat, but she's so good at that. But boy, did she take a good pounding on the last charge call that she picked up, and it looks like Eugene Dunn and Kyla Abraham will be checking into the ballgame.
Lori Belafonte has always been a streaky shooter, but she was getting into a stretch the wrong way. It started to get hard to ignore. I think she'll go through those stretches. You've seen her throughout her career where 2 or 3 games, maybe it's not there, then she'll up again. But this one was getting a little rough. However, after a 1-for-20 start to Big 12 play, she is 2 for 2 tonight with 5 points, 5 of Baylor's 6 points, and that's really nice to see. She is one of those shooters. The first one goes in, you feel like the game's going to go better.
The other thing that I just love about Bella's game is she's worked so hard on her free throw shooting to improve this year. She doesn't get there a lot, but during that 3-game stretch, she was 7 of 8 from the line, and those have been very critical free throws. And so that just shows you that hard work pays off when she gets to the charity stripe.
Kyla Abraham picks up her dribble as the Bears are back on offense out of the timeout. She unloads to Van Geitenbeek, who hesitates, drives inside, cut off, 10 to shoot, feeds Bugs for a mid-range jumper, left elbow is perfect.
Bugs just leads off, back where she left off, leaving Ames, Iowa, where she just dominated the first quarter with 13 points and got a lot of those jumpers from the free throw line. So she's so good at that.
8-2, Baylor with the lead, 4:21 to play first quarter. Here's Wooten looking to get downhill. A nice pass to Masagayo, but she blows the layup inside. Bugs clears another rebound. Then Geitbeek outlets ahead to Dunn. Thought about a three, now drives to the left baseline and throws it too tall for Bugs. However, she chases it back down. Angles right of the floor, hands it off to Talia Scott. Bears taking their time as Dunn takes the feed from her former Auburn teammate, now both with Baylor. Hesitates, drives inside, and is called for a push-off, trying to clear some room. That's the first foul on the team, and the first on the Bears here in the first quarter. Eagles with 3:55 to play, quarter number one, an 8-2 Baylor lead.
Don't see Janet Van Geitenbeek get a chance to rest very much in the first quarter, but that means that Talia Scott will be playing that point guard position.
Colorado back on offense. Tabitha Benson is checked in. She was the Big 12 preseason freshman of the year last year. Dealt with injuries this year, averaging 3.5 points per game. She flips it back to Wooten, who hits a three from the high left, making it an 8-5 ball game. Baylor with the ball and the lead. Abraham sets a screen for Talia Scott, who finds room to try to answer. Her three is short, however, can't hit the rim as it falls back down. However, Abraham, who set that screen, raced to the basket, grabbed the offensive rebound and laid it in.
It just dropped at Kyla's feet. She just picked it up and nonchalantly put it off.
Colorado with the quick answer, though. In transition, they get a layup in close.
I don't know what happened to Bugs just then.
She fell and landed a little awkwardly. She seems to be all right, but she does look like she's in a little pain, grabbing her elbow. That was Tuta, by the way, who grabbed that, who took the feed and hit the layup. Sophie Zidell, a San Antonio native, is in the game for the Buffaloes, a 6'4 freshman. Seen limited playing time this year. Baylor with the ball, a 10-7 edge, 3:05 to play, first quarter. Scott feeds Ariana Little-Page. Bugs just inside the arc, left side. Angles to the free throw line and flips it back out to Talia Scott. She gets downhill. Nice pass to the cutting Abraham. However, she can't finish in close. Back the other way as Colorado remains a 3-point Baylor lead. Zina Walker has returned. She slings it to Betson, who gives it off to Zidell. Zidell, perimeter right, cross court to Betson. Dribbles inside to the free throw line, nearly walked with it. In a crowd, she beats the cutting Zina Walker, who hits the layup. As she is fouled, she's got a chance to tie the game from the free throw line if she can complete the 3-point play. That foul will go against Ariana Little-Page Bugs. Her first to the team's second. Zidell and Betson's time on the floor is brief as the 6'4 Greer returns. Also in for the first time is Jade Crook, and another 6'4 freshman. They have a number of tall freshmen out there as Walker can't hit the free throw. However, we've got a lane violation on the Bears, and she's going to get another crack at it. So she missed the free throw, did Walker, a 73% shooter from the line, but she's going to get another crack at it. It's up, and she converts with the second opportunity. We are tied at 10. Baylor is led by as many as 6 in the first quarter. 2.5 minutes to play in quarter number one. Here's Talia Scott hopping into the front court, feeding to Markayla Johnson, who's now in, the true freshman for the Bears. Puts it on the floor, finds Yuting Dunn, thought about a three, steps back behind the arc now on the dribble, around the screen from Bugs. She does have room, steps into a three up top. It's online, but too strong. The rebound tipped to the perimeter and grabbed by Gooden. She's off and running for Colorado, drives inside and travels with it. She tried to make one move too many as the Bears were able to get back defensively and ended up traveling with it to give it back to the Bears. Baylor has turned it over 3 times. Colorado 5 here in the first. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here is Bugs trying to hand it off to Dunn, who loses the ball, chases it down. It's poked away again by Dutas. She gets it back. Score tied at 10, a minute 50 to play in the first. Here is Scott around the screen, hesitates, looking for Dunn, a whistle away from the ball, and as Bugs was trying to establish her presence inside, Good, a little too aggressive, fouls her, and it's Good second, and the 5th on the Buffaloes, and that will send the Bears to the free throw line. Then McErlane returns for Colorado. Jenna Van Geitenbeek for the Bears. So both original starting point guards have returned to the game. Talia Scott will get a breather. As the Bears will go to the line. Actually, that's Bugs going to the line, right? Yeah,
yes.
Bugs was setting up on the as a rebounder, but now she'll go to the free throw line. 58% on the year.
Well, she's pretty good at rebounding, so
yeah, she had 20 of them the other day.
Important here for the free throw line with this game knotted up at 10.
First free throw is good. One more coming.
Bugs is playing with an air of confidence. You know, I think she's feeling this is my senior season. We're halfway through. I want this year to end really well. So she gets to the free throw line, snaps the net, and Baylor takes a 12-10 lead.
Baylor back in front after Colorado to come back to tie it with 100 seconds to play in the first quarter. Whistle as Colorado initiates their half-court offense, and a foul called on Jana Van Guyton. Put an elbow out there defensively and got called for it. Her first and the team's third. Buffaloes will play it in from the baseline, inbound to Crook, who flips it back to Mackerlane, the inbounder. Mackerlane circles to the middle of the floor. Minute and a half to go, gives it off to Zana Walker. Walker dribbles one step forward, ahead to Mackerlane. Right wing to the free throw line, tries to lob it down low, finds Greer, though she gets loose down low, and finishes an easy layup to tie the game at 12. Baylor into the front court the other way. It's Markayla Johnson faking a pass. Dribbling to the left elbow, and she's off the mark on a jumper. However, rebound chased down by Kyla Abraham. Extra pass to Jana, whose three is off target. Another offensive rebound by Bugs, and she doesn't miss point-blank range, using the last of the man with the right hand.
Baylor now with 5 offensive rebounds to Colorado's 5, which they got in the first couple of minutes of the game, the first few possessions.
48 seconds to play in the first. Here is Ziona Walker feeding Wooten, their leading scorer. Wooten on the attack, around the screen, gets downhill, pops a jumper in the lane and floats it in. A right-hand push as she hung in the air to tie the game at 14 apiece. Half a minute to go first quarter. And Guyton loses her dribble, decides to pop a jumper, and it falls off. Yet another offensive rebound by the Bears. It's Kyla Abraham, and following to her left. She puts it in with the left hand. Bears back in front.
4 points for Abraham, both on offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Colorado can play for the last shot. They choose not to, and Mackerlane gets inside to lay it in. Now the Bears, with the score tied at 16, can play for the first quarter's last shot. We're down to 7, down to 6 at the top of the arc. Here's Jana Van Guyton driving around Crook and finishing with the left hand. That is how the first quarter goes. Jana Van Guyton got around Crook, saw late, and then finished with the Bears back in front. 18 to 16 at the end of 1. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor 18, Colorado 16. You can go first quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
It's the wrap-up year sales event at Allen Sanders in Waco. Get the 2025 Ram 1500 Lone Star with 0% for 72 months or 3.9% for 72 months, plus 10% below MSRP and $2,000 in Black Friday select inventory cash. Check out the huge selection of 2026 Ram 2500s, now with $4,000 combined bonus cash allowance, backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Hurry, these year-end savings won't last long at Allen Sanders. Come by. Let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
However, just 1 of 6 beyond the arc. Colorado 1 of 1. Lori, Colorado had a slew of offensive rebounds in the first 2 minutes. All 5 of their offensive rebounds came in those first 2 minutes. Baylor, though, has really dominated the glass as the quarter has gone on and has 6 second chance points. Lori, Baylor didn't play their best basketball that first quarter, though, a little sloppy at times. And let's see if the Bears can make that their worst quarter of play tonight.
Yeah, a little bit more just stick with the defensive game plan. Sometimes you just have to feel each other out during that first quarter, but really this is a good quarter for Baylor. It usually feels like the second quarter is more difficult for Baylor, but actually they outscore their opponents, and this is their second highest point total quarter to go along with the fourth quarter, believe it or not. But I think a lot of that came from that exceptional explosion of points in the 32 or 29 or something like that in that
29-8 against Oklahoma State.
Still blows my mind in the fourth quarter. But you know, for Baylor, just continue to focus in on this quarter and just step up the defensive effort. You know, they've given up. It's amazing to me, the score in the first quarter. Baylor has scored 74 points. Opponents have scored 94. So Baylor hasn't been particularly good in the first quarter, but they flipped the script in the second. And so you're hoping that's what you see. And another thing that's important, number 22 is back out there for Baylor, and Bella Fauntleroy. She had drawn a foul earlier, got hit hard, and went down just on her backside. Took her just a little bit to get back up again. She sat on the bench for a while, but it's important that Bella's back out there. She's your defensive quarterback.
Bugs has 6 points and 5 rebounds for the Bears. Bella with 5 points as well so far. As we start the second quarter, Talia Scott has a 3-attempt block. Grabbed by Kyla Abraham, who feeds it back to her on the left wing. However, she can't convert a second time. And then as Colorado tries to chase down the rebound at the top of the arc, the Bears knock it out of bounds. Well, so far a slow start for Talia Scott. 0 of 5 with 1 point. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Baylor 18, Colorado 16, but the Buffaloes with the basketball. Their first possession of the second quarter. Dutave, a native of France, feeds Masagayo. Gives it right side to Wooten. Wooten drives inside, feeds it to Dutave. McElwain open in the corner, but she airballs an open 3 after taking the kick out, and the Bears coming back the other way with it. Here is Talia Scott finding Fauntleroy just inside the arc left side. Feeds down low to Bugs. Bugs with the kick out. Talia Scott wide open. Got to shoot that, but she is unable to knock it down. And in a crowd, the rebound is grabbed by Dutave. Now Scott trying to find her first quarter rhythm here. She is 0 of 6. As we are 1 minute into the second quarter now, McElwain outside left corner, looking for a teammate having some trouble, harassed by Scott. She bounces it mid-post left side to Masagayo. Further on the right wing to Dutave, who loses her footing. Oh, and a foul called against Dariana Littlepage Bugs. The officials are going to talk it through, and that is a foul. It really looked like she just lost her footing there, Lori, as she bumped into Bugs. But a late whistle. It's Bugs with the foul. Close. I think looking at that replay, I can live with that call. Colorado, though, misses the shot there as they play it in. That foul on Bugs is her second, and the first on the Bears.
Oh, what a move.
Baylor the other way gets a great move from Talia Scott, but her shot is swatted back the other way by Masagayo. Jaden Wooten takes the ball, misses the shot in close. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Colorado.
Boy, I thought Talia just had a move to get to the rim as she normally does, but Masagayo came out of nowhere and rejected that basketball.
Yuting Dunn will check back in. The second quarter was where she shined on Sunday with 10 points in the second. She's going to give Bugs a breather, maybe Bugsy a few minutes there with that second foul. You don't want to get that third
sure don't.
in the first half. Colorado plays it back in from the baseline. Masagayo feeds it outside. Ariana Gooden, the freshman. Gooden around the Masagayo screen to the right perimeter. Bounces to a cutting Masagayo on the pick and roll. However, her shot is smothered by Dunn. She grabs the ball off the floor, gives it off to Talia Scott. Hesitates inside the arc, angles to the right corner, and then feeds outside. KJ is checked back in. She passes to Fauntleroy. Fauntleroy has her pass knocked away and stolen. It's a takeaway by the Buffaloes. Gooden back the other way. Spiked on the layup attempt by KJ. Another block for Kirsten Johnson. And the Bears will try to turn it into points. Van Geitenbeek to Fauntleroy. Open look at a 3, just a bit short, however.
She was right on line. It just hit the front of the rim and bounced off. And oh, this Foster Pavilion audience, they were ready to explode for Bella.
Oh, and then a touch foul by Bella. She wrapped her arm around, trying to knock the ball away from Whoop. Bella's hit with her first foul, the second on the Bears. Masagayo and Gooden exit. Walker and Greer return. Baylor 18, Colorado 16. Neither team has scored in the first 2:20 of the second. Zion Walker around a Betson screen. Dribbling on the right edge, picks up the dribble, feeds it to Betson, gets it back, angles inside, gets right to the lip of the cup and rolls it in. Colorado ties the game at 18, 7:25 to play first half. Van Geitenbeek with an outlet head to Talia Scott. No hesitation shooting, but she misses the three. Offensive board in traffic by KJ, and her swooping putback attempt is short. Rebound by Colorado, and then Talia Scott unnecessarily bangs into Zion Walker and is hit with a foul. It's Talia Scott's first, the team's third. Boy, Laura, I tell you, start to the first quarter was sloppy for the Bears. Start to the second quarter has been sloppy as well. And now Colorado with the chance to claim their first lead of the day.
Now Baylor was 0 for 7 in this quarter, including missing all 5 3-pointers.
Inside, Dutta called for an offensive foul. Jana Van Geitenbeek stood in there this time and took the charge on Ale Dutta, hit with her first and the team's first in the second quarter.
Bella that time is saying, thank you, Jana, for taking that one for the for
She's
the
taken a couple of hard shots here so far, as she often does. So.
All right, now here we go deep offensively. Baylor's gotten some good looks, and it's one of those things where they're just not falling. One person just needs to let it go.
There's a pass down low and a 3-second violation called against Yu-Ting Dunn. Took a little too much time trying to shake loose of Betson. That's a turnover by the Bears, and that's 6 of them on the game. They forced 7. Both teams have scored 5 off of those opposing miscues. 18 all our score, 6:43 to play second quarter. Dutta to Greer on the left side rather. Feeds it to Dutta, who hands it off to a cutting Walker. Top of the key, nice tough dribble. Finds Dutta open in the corner. She's not a great three-point shooter, and she misses this one. Weak side rebound to Yu-Ting Dunn, and the Bears look to go in front once again. Oh, nice pass by Jana Van Geitenbeek. Touch into the paint as KJ takes the feed and lays it in to put the Bears up 20-18.
Pushing the pace and running the floor. Rim running is so important, and KJ showed us how it's done. And what a feed for Jana Van Geitenbeek. For Jana, that is her 3rd assist. I thought she was up to 4, but right now she's got 3.
10 seconds to shoot for the Buffaloes. Baylor by 2. Wooten drives right baseline, gets in close, has her shot blocked, but before that is made official, she is called for the charge. Desiree Wooten picks up her first foul and the second on the Buffaloes. I believe that's 4 charges taken here by Baylor, maybe a 5th as well, but at least 4 here in the first 14 minutes.
Well, Baylor is clogging that middle when Colorado puts the ball on the floor and tries to aggressively drive inside it. Baylor's holding its own inside that inner circle. And Jana has 3 assists. I take all of that back. I think I was thinking offensive rebounds and putbacks where Baylor had 3.
Well, and she's well on her way.
She is. So that was a super nice play. Wow.
Talia Scott, cold start offensively. She's going to try a step back 2, and it's no good. Rebound grabbed by Wooten. 0 of 8. 0 of 9, I beg your pardon. She started 0 of 8 in the game against Iowa State. Of course, we all know how that went. There's a pass with too much zip on it from Wooten. Baylor with the steal. KJ rim running again. She stripped the basketball on her way up. It's out of bounds to the Bears. Well, you like seeing that good, strong rim run by KJ, and good things will happen when she gets out in front of the crowd.
KJ and Kyla and Bugs are so good at that.
Van Geitenbeek looking to inbound, finds Talia Scott, but she gets open due to, looks like a moving screen call against KJ. Yep. Her first, team foul number 4. Colorado will be shooting the penalty for the final 5:25 of the second quarter. Both teams have scored just 2 points each in the first 4.5 minutes of this frame. Masagayo with a kick out to an open Mackler lane. She feeds inside to Gooden, puts up an awkward shot in the crowd, no good. Good tough rebound and inside by KJ. Ahead to Jana Van Geitenbeek, off and running, gets a step. Outside to Dunn for an open 3, too strong however. Weak side rebound fought for and grabbed up off the floor by Gooden. Colorado is 8 of 26 from the field. Baylor is 8 of 27. Not a great start for either team. 20-18, Baylor with the lead. 4:48 to play, opening half. Greer to Masagayo, hands it back to her, around a Masagayo screen, beyond her range. Baylor defensively doing well here. 7 seconds to shoot, another offensive foul on Masagayo. This a moving screen on her. Her first personal and the team's third. And that brings us to our second quarter media timeout. Maybe the second quarter needs a reset. It's not been especially good for either team. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans and Waco, Temple and Austin. Bank different, bank Central. Central National Bank. 4:38 to play in the first half. Baylor 20, Colorado 18 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam Dunk Cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do is cool. We do for you. Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Appreciate their support of Baylor Women's Basketball and Baylor Athletics across the board. Lori, I'm not going to lie, when my wife Veronica and I were looking for a home, proximity to HEB, it wasn't maybe one of the top 3 considerations, but it was in the top 10. I'll just throw that out there. That's how much I love HEB. So, yes.
Right there with you. When the one in Woodway opened, I lived over in that neighborhood, and we would just stand there and watch it and wait for it to open. Yeah. So, always so good. We love our HEB.
We do appreciate their support, not just of Baylor Women's Basketball, but Baylor Athletics across the board. Lori, this second quarter,
we're going to talk
brace
about
yourself.
That, huh?
Brace yourself for these numbers, okay? Now, here's the main stat that matters right now. Baylor's up 20-18, 4:39 to play, first half. Here in the second quarter, the two teams already combined 2 of 18. They have combined for 7 turnovers, and that means that there are more turnovers than points through the first 5:21 of this quarter. That is not something you see very often, and certainly somewhere along the way you think one of these teams is going to kind of get it on track. Baylor the better shooting team both overall and from downtown. You hope they figure it out. Baylor 0 of 6 beyond the arc in this quarter and just 1 of 12 overall.
One thing that is going in Baylor's favor right now, especially during this very low scoring quarter with Colorado scoring the first points at the 7:27 mark, so they have a scoring drought of almost 3 minutes, but they turned the ball over 4 times on possessions during that time period. And we'll see here if Baylor can score off of one of those turnovers from Colorado.
Bears play it in. Van Geitenbeek slings it middle of the floor to Talia Scott. It's a cutting Yu-Ting Dunn, but a little indecision, and she travels.
Boy, we've seen that a couple of times. Just that. You think about, I'm going to catch the ball and shoot right there from the Big 12 logo, but no, I've got a lane, so I'm going to put the ball on the floor. You take an extra half step, and the ball is going the other way.
20-18 Bears, Colorado the other way. A cutting Mackerlane gets inside and misses the driving layup. KJ with the rebound. They've missed some good, decent looks here this evening so far. Here's Talia Scott, back the other way. Cross-court pass to Van Geitenbeek. Thought about a long 3. Instead, finds Dunn on the right wing. Up top to Van Geitenbeek. She will let the 3 fly. That's in and out. And Masagayo with the rebound. Baylor just 1 of 13 beyond the arc. Colorado down by 2 with possession. He's going to sling it across to the top. Calls for Gooden to come and get it high on the left side. She flips it to Greer, left baseline. Got every player on the floor touching the ball for Colorado this possession with 10 seconds to shoot. Mackerlane around a Greer's screen, loses it out of bounds, but the Bears were the last team to touch.
Yeah.
Colorado will keep with 8 seconds to go.
Dunn just stuck her hand in there, and 8 seconds left on the shot clock, as you just said. So they were not content to get a shot during the first 22 seconds of the shot clock.
Wooten and Wooten and Zedell, I beg your pardon, check in. Wooten to play it in.
You got to watch for Wooten.
Taking her time last minute, gives it off to Gooden. She was actually looking for Wooten, and Gooden will have it with 2 seconds to shoot. She's going to let a long three fly, no good. Rebound off the fingertips of Dunn, but they find KJ. Bella Fauntleroy back in, drives into a crowd, gives it off to Van Geitenbeek on the left edge. Cross court right side to Yuting Dunn. Calls for a screener, and she's got to shoot behind the screen from KJ. It bounces off the back rim, hits the rim a second time, and falls off. 20-18, Baylor with the lead. Pass down low to Greer, and she's undercut by Yuting Dunn, who is hit with the foul. That's King's second, and the fifth on the Bears, which will send the Buffaloes to the free throw line. Tabitha Benson, the sophomore native of Australia, was starting to check back in, but then realized that she was going in for the free throws, so she'll sit for a moment. Logan Greer, 6'4" freshman, averaging 10.5 points per game, hitting 75% of her free throws, and she's good on the first. One more coming, that cuts the Baylor lead to 1. One more coming. Colorado misses the second, couldn't get the rim. Rebound tipped out to the Bears. Jana Van Geitenbeek feeds it ahead to Talia Scott, driving, dribbles it off her leg and out of bounds. Well, Lori, Colorado has outscored Baylor in this quarter in the first 7:05 of it by a margin of 3-2. Watch there be a flurry of points here at the end. I don't know. We'll see. It is a 20-19 ball game.
Colorado is 0 of its last 4, and again, 4 turnovers in the last 4.5 minutes.
Benson puts it on the floor, wants to drive inside, dishes it off down low to Deta, who gets the layup.
Well, that's because I just spoke up and talked about that, but that takes care of all of the current trends for Colorado. Right now, it's Baylor 0 for its last 4 with 3 turnovers.
Buffaloes with their first lead of the day. Here's a kick out from Janet to Dunn. 2:25 to play first half. Van Geitenbeek angles middle of the floor, feeds Dunn a few steps beyond the three-point arc. Deta guarding her, 10 seconds to shoot. Dunn on the drive, pops a jumper at the free throw line, and it's off target. And the rebound grabbed by Colorado. However, good with an unforced error, travels with it.
All right, Baylor, you got another shot at it. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Baylor in this quarter is just 1 of 13.
Ugly offensive quarter for both teams. Baylor's been a little worse this quarter than the Buffaloes, but the Bears will play it in from the baseline. Van Geitenbeek flips it to Talia Scott. She gives it off left corner to Van Geitenbeek, who bounces to the middle of the floor. Here's a cutting Talia Scott off the screen. She hits her first shot of the night. A 3 from the right side. She's got 4 points, and Baylor back in front, 23-21.
That's a Talia Scott shot. She didn't have to think about it. She just curled off the baseline run and just turned around and shot that ball right through. Baylor up by 2, 23-21.
Cutting Gooden from the baseline, misses a mid-range jumper. Rebound knocked out of bounds. The Bears will get it back. Up 23-21, so that first lead for Colorado was short-lived. Let's see if Baylor can push it a bit here.
That was the way that the double screens were set in the middle, got Talia Scott way open, where she could just catch the pass to her spot from Janet Van Geitenbeek, just turn around and shoot it. That's when muscle memory just comes in, and you could tell that was a comfortable shot, the first one for Talia today.
Bella Fauntleroy back in the game for actually Darianne Lopez Bugs, I beg your pardon, back in for Bella Fauntleroy. Bugs playing with 2 fouls. Minute 25 to play first half. She feeds Yuting Dunn, who's looking for Bugs again, and travel is called. We've seen a couple of those travels there. Not sure if that was a late whistle on Dunn or if that was on Bugs. I couldn't tell myself, but a travel call gives it back to Colorado. Baylor with a 23-21 edge. The Buffaloes with possession. Deta nearly double dribbles, gives it off to Wooten, and then Nasagayo hit with another moving screen. That's Mazagayo's second personal, 4 on Colorado. Now Baylor will be shooting the for the final minute and 11 seconds of this second quarter.
I haven't been there, but a couple of times, or for Baylor, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, but they, never mind. Forget what I was saying again. Baylor has the basketball. Jana just covers, crosses midcourt.
Van Geitenbeek around a KJ screen. Benson out to pick her up. She drives on her, gets in close, but can't hit the driving layup. KJ had a hand on the offensive rebound, stripped away, but out to Yu-Ting Dunn. Under a minute to play first half, 10 seconds to shoot for the Bears. Van Geitenbeek drives inside, and she's met there by the 6'4" Greer, who blocks her driving runner. Outlets it ahead to Wooten. Wooten is going to try a step-back 3, way off the mark. Dutado, their leading rebounder, grabs the offensive board, allows the defender to come back down to earth and lays it in to tie the game at 23. Baylor's going to drain some shot clock here with half a minute to go, about 5 seconds between the clocks. So Baylor can't play for the last shot, but they can drain some clock. 23-all is the score. Talia Scott high on the left side. Wooten a few steps away, guarding her. 10 to shoot now. Scott fakes a handoff and then travels with it. She faked a handoff to Buggs and then kind of held on to the ball, and just a late flip, an awkward looking play there, and that's going to give Colorado now a chance to play for the last shot with 13.7 seconds to go before halftime. Inbound to Gooden. Gooden into the front court, nearly a backcourt violation, but she hands it off to Wooten. With 6, with 5, Wooten at the top of the arc. Cheeks cut off, tries to drive around his screen, fires an off-balance 3, no good. And that's the way the first half ends. 23-all is our score. Just 5 points scored by the Bears in the second quarter. Only 7 by Colorado for the Bears, their worst offensive quarter, I believe, of the season. So let's try to put that behind them here at the lock. Tell you what, I didn't play sports at any sort of high level, but I'll say this. Don't have a quarter like this right before you go into the locker room, because you give your coaches a lot to get on you about, and there is plenty in this one. 23-all the score here as both teams head into the locker room. Our Nissan Halftime Report is straight ahead. We'll take a look at first half stats, scores, and more. Get you ready for the second half of action. Baylor and Colorado in Big 12 play, tied at 23 at intermission on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the My H-E-B app to start prepping for game day right away.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 subvention cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 2/2/26.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show, brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Nissan, innovation that excites. An ugly first half from an offensive standpoint sees Baylor and Colorado tied at 23 at intermission. Lori, that second quarter particularly rough. Just 12 points combined between the two teams. And I imagine in both locker rooms right now, coaches are talking about what they need to do to find some semblance of offensive rhythm. Some of that's just knocking down shots. You know, you look, Baylor 2 of 15 from beyond the arc. Most of those have been good looks, the types you want to take. You've got Talia Scott, Baylor's leading scorer and one of the top 15 scorers in the nation. She's just 1 of 10 from the floor. Jana Van Geitenbeek, normally reliable, 1 of 8. Just ugly in that regard. Meanwhile, Colorado across the board struggling with their shot, and the result is a scored intermission that we weren't expecting.
You know, I actually think for Colorado, this is what they wanted. A game that is tied at the half on the road. Sometimes when you play on the road, you don't have any other distractions or anything like that. And for Baylor, it's just all about refocusing. I mean, I think since we're at 23 all, I think this is where you just have to sort of erase what you had in the first half and just focus on the next 20 minutes. And let's see if Baylor could just hit, 35%, they're going to be loading up the scoreboard. It just was a really tough, especially second quarter.
Well, let's take a look at the first half stats now. Both teams have taken 33 shots. Colorado's hit 10. Baylor's hit 9. Both teams struggling beyond the arc. Colorado 1 of 7. Baylor 2 of 15. Buffalo's hit 2 of their 3 free throws. Baylor 3 of 4. Turnovers, Colorado 12. Baylor 11. And the Bears have outscored them by 1 off those miscues, 8-7. Rebounds just about even. Baylor 24. Colorado 23. Baylor with 9 offensive rebounds. The Buffaloes with 8, leading to 6 Baylor second chance points, just 2 for Colorado. For the Bears, 5 assists on 9 field goals. Colorado 4 of 10. The Buffaloes are led by Desiree Wooten. She's their leading scorer on the season, 7 points, but it's taken her 8 shots to get them. 6 for Anael Dutas. She's been their best player in the first half, 6 points and 6 rebounds. 5 for Ziona Walker. No one else has scored more than 3. For the Bears, Dariana Little-Page Bugsar, first half minutes limited after picking up 2 fouls. However, she still has been Baylor's best all-around player. 6 points on 2 of 2 shooting to go along with 6 rebounds. Bella Fauntleroy hit 2 of her first 3 shots and has 5 points at intermission. 4 for Talia Scott, her second straight rough first half. She is 1 of 10 from the field, 1 of 7 from downtown. You hope, however, that she has a second half like she had on Sunday when she erupted for 21 second half points in Ames. 4 points as well for Kyla Abraham to go along with 4 rebounds. 2 points for Kirsten Johnson and Jana Van Geitenbeek. KJ leads all rebounders in this game with 8. Jana Van Geitenbeek leads all players in assists with 4. It all adds up to a 23-23 tie here at halftime. Baylor and Colorado will look to get it going offensively in the second half. It's the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll take a look at other scores around the nation today. Baylor and Colorado, 2 teams at 2-1 in Big 12 play, looking to get an edge and step behind Texas Tech, who is the lone undefeated now in the conference. We'll take a timeout and come back with Lori after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Sic 'em Bears.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Colorado knotted up at 23. Now let's take a look at scores around the Big 12 Conference. No other games besides this one, Baylor and Colorado tonight. But yesterday, Cincinnati upset number 11 Iowa State 71-63. That was the Bearcats' first win over a ranked opponent since 2011. Number 17, Texas Tech wins 71-66 on the road at West Virginia. Number 13, TCU scored the last 9 points to beat Oklahoma State 69-61. It was Utah over Baylor's next opponent, Kansas 62-59. Kansas State defeated won yesterday 71-72 over Houston, and Arizona defeats UCF 68-45. Coming up this weekend, Baylor men's basketball back in action here at Foster Pavilion against the University of Houston. That game will tip off at noon on Saturday, and the women's basketball back here as well as the Bears take on Kansas at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Both of those games are white out, so Baylor fans, be here and be in your white for men's basketball against Houston on Saturday at noon, and Baylor women's basketball versus Kansas Sunday at 2 p.m. Our score again here at the half, it's Baylor 23, Colorado 23. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll get you ready for the second half of this one from Foster Pavilion. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Len and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears. As we rejoin Derek Smith live from the booth, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back out of the locker room and warming up for the second half of action. Baylor and Colorado tied at 23. Yes, tied at 23. It was a poor second quarter for both. The Buffaloes outscoring Baylor 7-5. Some people were speculating, is that the lowest scoring quarter in a Big 12 game in program history? The answer is no. You have to go back to 2015 when Baylor scored 2 points in the second quarter against Oklahoma State. It is, however, tied for the third lowest quarter shooting percentage in a Big 12 in program history. But let's just put those, we'll acknowledge those numbers and put them aside. The goal now is to play a better second half and hopefully a much better second half than the Bears did at the first. Lori, I would like to think that Talia Scott and Jana Van Geitenbeek aren't going to combine to go 2 for 18 again, but you never know. You got to just find ways to get some good looks at the basket, hopefully knock down some threes, but you know what, we've seen the Bears get some easy looks down low. If you cut, find Dariana Little Page Bucks. Maybe you try to do some of that and get her involved a little more. You just see you have options out there.
Well, you've got your starting five back out there. You know, when Dariana Little Page Bucks picks up a second foul and has to sit down for a while, you end up having to change things. When Bella had to sit out for a little bit after taking a really hard charge.
Colorado on offense to start the third quarter. Here is Dutta with a driving layup attempt.
She
misses and then going for the offensive rebound. Colorado with a clear over the back. It was Jade Masagayo. Her third foul already. And she only has 2 more for the final 19 minutes and 48 seconds of this game. She's a key piece for them. A 6'3" senior forward from Fort Worth.
Yeah, you know J.R. Payne did not want to see that kind of foul in the first 15 seconds.
And Masagayo will remain out there for the time being. Here's Dariana Little Page Bucks feeding KJ. Both teams with their original starters on the floor. Tries to go inside to a cutting Bugs, and Colorado disrupts. The lengthy Dutta knocks the pass away. Dutta stands 6 feet tall, right there with Bugs at 6'1". Two players who both people from both staffs say remind them of one another. Score tied at 23, 7 seconds to shoot. Here's Van Geitenbeek launching a 3. It was halfway down, but it did not stay there. A pop back out. Colorado back the other way with it. Here is Mackerlane. Cut off by Jana Van Geitenbeek. Her pass is knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Dribble kept alive there somehow by Greer, but then she flips it to Van Geitenbeek. So the Bears do indeed get the turnover. Walker back on Van Geitenbeek defensively. A minute gone in the third. Here's Jana cut off with a kick out. Bella good in the first half from downtown, but she misses a 3. Offensive rebound in a crowd by Dariana Little Page Bugs. Bugs outside to Fauntleroy once again. Feeds KJ, top of the floor. Right side to Jana. 9 on the shot clock. Van Geitenbeek bouncing behind the arc. This possession not really going anywhere. Bella Fauntleroy drives inside, kicks it out to Van Geitenbeek, unloads a three, leaves it short, and the rebound spiked out of bounds. Baylor had a hand on it last.
Colorado basketball.
Give you the numbers 2 of 18. Baylor is 2 of 18 from downtown, and they aren't bad looks. No, Janice was halfway down and just wouldn't stay.
They're great looks. They're just a little bit off on the shot, and they're just clanking right now.
Backer lane to Walker. Head fakes a three. Drives inside and got Talia Scott a little off balance. Kind of threw a hip in there inadvertently and was called for the foul. That's Talia's second. First on the Bears in this third quarter. Neither team has scored through the first minute and 41 seconds. They're not going to give her shots, are they? That was on the floor.
That's a shot?
That was not a shooting foul.
No,
They're going to talk it
absolutely
through.
not.
They're going to give her the shots.
Oh my goodness.
That's just called a shooting foul. I didn't think she was even.
No, I thought she had just completely lost balance going through.
That's an NBA type continuation as she hits the first free throw. She gives Colorado a 1-point lead. Zana Walker now with 6 points. So they call it a shooting foul, and she has one more coming in and out. And Bugs high points the rebound. Bugs now with 8 boards. She's 2 away from 1,000 for her career. Jenna Van Geitenbeek to Talia Scott. Perimeter right, middle of the floor to Fauntleroy. She swings it closer in left now to Bugs. Up top to KJ. KJ shaves across the top of the arc on a drive. Oh, and Colorado ties up Talia Scott. They flipped the ball to Scott, and Colorado got a hand in there and forced the jump ball. The Bears will keep it with 13 to shoot, but that's going to reset the shot clock. Well, they did get a hand in there. I'd say, looking at the replay, they did get a good hand in there. And that gives the ball back to the Bears, but now the shot clock will win Colorado's way. 5 to shoot for the Bears. Got to make something happen. Kick out to Bugs. Pops a mid-range jumper off the dribble. Too strong. Rebound batted around. It's loose on the floor, and Batson comes away with it for the Buffaloes. Colorado with the ball in a 24-23 lead. Off the dribble, Wooten misses a jumper. Long rebound chased down by Bella Fauntleroy. Out hustled the top for that one. Baylor into the front court looking to reclaim the lead. Jenna Van Geitenbeek on the drive. Harassed by Dutah, feeds Bella Fauntleroy, who dribbles to the free throw line. Lost the ball, it's loose on the floor, and we've got another tie-up, and this time it's going Colorado's way. This game.
Oh, this game.
We'll just say that. Yeah. Bears need a spark. I mean, I suppose Colorado could be saying the same thing, but right now they have a 1-point edge, 24-23 with 7:23 to play in the third. Here's Anna Walker ahead to Benson. Dutah takes the feed left side, bounces up top to Masagayo, who loses it but chases it back down, and then as she tries to feed Wooten, Jana cuts in front of the pass and spikes it out of bounds. And the Buffaloes will play it back in. Wooten wasn't ready for the pass, but she corrals it. Gets downhill, puts up a floater inside that falls home. Colorado with a 26-23 lead. That's their largest lead of the night. 3 minutes gone, third quarter. Kyla Abraham will check in at the next opportunity. Van Geitenbeek asks for a KJ screen. Wooten with some good defense out there. She's made life tough on Jana when she's been out there. Jana tries to flip it outside to Talia. Walker cuts in front and steals. Another turnover, and now Wooten has it high on the left side. Colorado with the ball in a 26-23 lead. Wooten gets to the bucket and misses the layup. Boy, she had a great move, but then couldn't finish. Pass ahead to Talia Scott. She pops it from the elbow and knocks it down.
Boy, Baylor needed that in the worst way, and that is that rhythm shot. Just the step into from the elbow for Talia Scott.
Baylor down by 1. Buffaloes with the basketball. Wooten has it knocked away by Jana. Gets it back, then Wooten knocks it away again. It's loose on the floor. Good hustle by Bella Fauntleroy, who's fouled going after it. That's going to give the ball back to the Bears as Desiree Wooten picks up her second foul, the team second. That was good defense by Jana Van Geitenbeek, and a great hustle to throw her body on the floor by Bella Fauntleroy to ensure that the Bears had an opportunity at it, and then they do get the ball as she's fouled on the way down. Yu-Ting Dunn is back in for the Bears. Kyla Abraham will check in for KJ and for Bella Fauntleroy. Colorado with some backcourt pressure, but the Bears will play it in. Colorado with a 26-25 lead. Here is Van Geitenbeek. Top of the key, she gives it off to Kyla Abraham. Lobs it down low in a crowd to Talia Scott, and she misses with the left hand flip in close. Wooten with the rebound back the other way. Under 6 minutes to play in the third. Colorado with it. Wooten high on the left side. Feeds it up top and is going to give it to Dutas. Dutas dribbling wildly at the top of the arc, and Jana is called for the elbow. For the forearm, I should say. Van Geitenbeek gets her second and the team second. Colorado has outscored Baylor 3-2 in the first 4:18 of this third quarter. Inbound to Wooten between the circles. 15 to shoot. She bounces it high on the right side to Crook. Crook now puts it on the floor, gets around Abraham and airballs the close runner. Man, Dariana Littlepage bugs as she grabs the 1,000th rebound of her career, is fouled. We'll make sure that is indeed called a rebound, but it should be her. It is her 10th. So she officially has 1,000 for her career. She already is in the top 10 all time. She is now just the 9th player all time to reach 1,000 rebounds in her Baylor career. And then she was fouled on it to boot by Crook. It was Crook's first and the team's third. Bears down by 1, 26-25 with 5:20 to play in this third quarter. Van Geitenbeek around a screen from Abraham, loses the ball in a crowd, gets it back. And there was some pushing and shoving in there, and a foul will be called on the Buffaloes.
Wish they could go with the continuation there when Jana gets in there and makes the shot.
That's Logan Greer with her second and the team's fourth. Here's to play it in from the baseline. Jana had a 5-second violation a moment ago. She barely gets this one in. And she feeds it outside left edge to Talia Scott. Talia wants to drive, puts it on the floor, swings the elbows. Feeds Abraham outside to Yu-Ting Dunn. Catch and shoot on the three, left it short. Fight for the board, and it is Crook chasing it down. It remains a 1-point Colorado lead. They have the basketball across midcourt halfway through the third quarter. Crook feeds it to Gooden. Good freshman off the bench. Hits Dutas with the pass, back to Gooden in the corner. She's open and she unloads a three, too strong. Weak side board, tipped all the way out to the perimeter. Walker grabs it, and they're going to get another look at it with 5 on the shot clock. The shot clock, did it not reset? It may not have reset there, and they're going to take a look at it here. And that's going to be our third quarter media timeout as they take a look to see what the clock should say here. 4:38 to play in this third quarter. Baylor is down 26-20-5. Tonight's game is presented by HEB. HEB, here everything's better. We'll take a timeout and come back with more from Foster Pavilion after this. Bears down by 1, mid-third of the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
At Magnolia Realty, award-winning agents set the bar for professionalism and excellence. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Magnolia's full-service brokerage will guide you through every step of the process with expert industry knowledge. Their agents are fully invested in learning your story and customizing the real estate experience to suit your stage of life. Magnolia Realty has been serving cities across Texas since 2007, including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected or learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor down by just 1, 26-25 with 4:38 to play in the third quarter. Yes, the third quarter if you're just joining us. It's been that kind of shooting night for both teams. But one high point came a few moments ago, Lori, when Dariana Littlepage Buggs picked up her 10th rebound of the game. The 1,000th of her career. She's now in the top 9 all-time. And you've seen a lot of the rebounders on that list, Roy, and you heard Coach Nicky in the pregame interview talk about the fact that when you're looking at Buggs, she's on a list of players who aren't 6'4", 6'5", but who just find a way to get it done.
You know, she, with that 10th rebound, she passed the great Danielle Crocker, who finished her career from 1998 to 2002 with 999 rebounds.
Oh, so close.
Oh my gosh! But Bugs is next. You know, she has Maggie Davis-Stinnett, the great Maggie Davis, and Jackie Ryder, and then Nina Davis. You look at Nina Davis at 1,074 in her career, number 6 all time. And you want to talk about an undersized player who just knew where the ball was coming off the rim, and you see that from Bugs. Bugs pursues the ball like Nina Davis did. Bugs knows where the ball's coming off the rim, and she just finds those rebounds and gets great position inside. And, you know, that's one thing we're going to continue to watch is Dariana Littlepage Bugs and getting a big hand from the Baylor fans. But you think about the others on that list. At number 5, Melissa Smith. Kalani Brown's at number 4 with 1,129. Brittany Griner, Sophia Young, Susie Snyder-Evers. But we are seeing Baylor greatness with Dariana Littlepage Bugs.
Well, congratulations to her, and obviously she hopes that milestone comes in a Baylor win. The Bears down by 1, 26-25. Colorado with 10 to shoot, plays it in. They find Crook down low. She gets a little flip to bounce twice on the rim and then fall through. Buffaloes match their biggest lead of the night, 28-25, midway through the third. Jana Van Geitenbeek swings it right side to Talia Scott. Talia Scott scoreless in the first half. She has 6 points in the second half. Scott here on the drive, runs inside and finishes. She gets it to fall to cut the lead back to 1. I beg your pardon, Talia Scott did have 2 first half points. She's got 4 here in the second half. 28-27, Colorado with the lead. They feed Crook, left elbow. She turns and fronts the basket, hooks it outside to Ziona Walker, in the corner to Greer. Greer cross court to Gooden, zip pass in the corner, unloading to Todd, 3. No good, weak side board, grabbed by Jana Van Geitenbeek. The Bears have an opportunity to go back in front. Rim running is Kyla Abraham, but the pass fails to reach her. It's knocked away. Stolen by Colorado. They're going to lob it down low to Greer, and bodies bang inside. The whistle will go against the Bears. And that's 3 on Bugs.
Bugs just was not able to get good position, and when she set her feet against Masakayo, she just banged right into her because Baylor was was fronting her, and Bugs coming from the backside, just too much body, and she'll pick up her third foul.
That'll bring us to another media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Think different. Think Central. Central National Bank. Colorado 28, Baylor 27. 3:37 to play third quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip.
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
The Courtside Cam brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Appreciate y'all being with us this evening. However, you are joining us radio, audio streaming, or video streaming from the Courtside camera. Baylor is down by 1, late third quarter, 28-27, Colorado with the lead. 3:37 to play in the third. The Bears are led by Talia Scott with 8 points on 3 of 13 shooting. Colorado by Desiree Wooten, 9 points on 4 of 11 shooting. And that's the kind of night it's been. Both teams are shooting under 30%. Both teams are 11% beyond the arc. And right now it's just kind of a battle of attrition to see who can, miss a few less shots right now, in all honesty, because the numbers across the board are insanely even. Baylor 11 of 41, Colorado 12 of 41. Both teams 11% from the three-point line. Baylor 3 of 4 from the free throw line, Colorado 3 of 5. Both teams have 14 turnovers. Baylor has one more rebound than them at 30-27. That's the kind of game it's been, and right now you just kind of hoping that someone from Baylor is going to get hot, because it's not a case of the Bears. Colorado is a scrappy defensive team, but it's not a case of them just defending the Bears to death. The other way, both teams are just missing shots. I'd say Baylor is actually doing a better defensive job than Colorado, but the offense isn't capitalizing. Bella Fauntleroy back in for the Bears. Team done out there as well. It'll be Colorado to play it in from the baseline. They have the ball on a one-point edge out of the timeout. Walker flips it to Greer, who takes the handoff right back, or gives the handoff right back to Walker. Walker around to Greer, screen. Gets downhill to the free throw line, zips it out to Gooden. Gooden up top to Walker, head fakes a three, drives inside. Coach Nicky wanted to travel, but none was called, and she bangs into Jana Van Geiten.
I think she has a point there. It's another one of those things where you are going to pull the trigger from the three, and then you put the ball on the floor. Yeah.
Walker plays it in the corner. Extra pass up top to Wooten, who's too strong on a three. Offensive rebound saved along the baseline by Greer, and the Colorado Buffaloes will get another chance at it. Greer turns and fronts the bucket, puts it on the floor. A running shot, no good, but Bella Fauntleroy is called for the foul. Left her feet, that's her second, and the fifth on the Bears. So Colorado shooting the penalty the rest of this third quarter. There's 3:11 to go, and they have a one-point lead, 28-27. Nasagayo, who is playing with 3 fouls, is back in the ball game. And Greer is at the free throw line, where she converts at a 75% clip on the year. She's 1 of 2 this evening. First one is up, and it's good. She's got one more coming. Bears playing out there right now with Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Dunn, Fauntleroy, and Abraham. Colorado with Wooten, Walker, Nasagayo, Greer, and Gooden. And Greer hits both free throws to put Colorado back up by 3 again at 30-27. Just over 3 minutes to play here in the third. Van Geitenbeek walks slowly across midcourt, swings it ahead to Fauntleroy. Fauntleroy thought about a step back 2 from the free throw line. Instead, gives it back out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Back out to Bella, unloads a 3. That's well off the mark, and Greer has the board. Greer ahead to Gooden. Colorado with the chance to open up what will be the first 2-possession lead of the game. Nasagayo has it along the left baseline, angles into the paint, tries a fall away, and Abraham going for the block. Instead gets too much of the body, and that is her first foul. And that is going to send Nasagayo to the line. That's a shame, because I think you would take her trying to fall away like that. Markayla Johnson will check back in for the Bears. Markayla saw 4 minutes of action in the first half. As Nasagayo goes to the free throw line, where she is at 76% on the year. This is her first trip to the stripe tonight. First one is up, left it short, and that's going to get the crowd in the south end zone, if you will, cheering for some cupcakes. As Nasagayo, if she misses, that'll get the fans Magnolia cupcakes there. Nasagayo takes a deep breath. Couple of dribbles, bends the knees and disappoints the crowd by converting the free throw. And giving Colorado their first 2-possession lead of the night, 31-27. Talia Scott will get a breather. Markayla Johnson in for the Bears. It'll be Bella Fauntleroy to play it in from the baseline. Colorado with some backcourt pressure. Jana Van Geitenbeek will beat it, though, accelerating into the front court. Shaking Gooden momentarily. Abraham around a screen. Abraham sets a screen, I beg your pardon. Here comes Yu Ting Dunn off of Bella's screen. She'll try a step back 2 from the paint and hit. Just outside the paint, I beg your pardon. Yu Ting Dunn with her first field goal. She had missed her first 5. Now pulls Baylor to within 2, 31-29. Walker has it beneath the bucket. Oh, has her shot blocked by Bella Fauntleroy. Out of bounds to the Buffaloes with 20 to shoot. You know, Lori, I want to mention here, we mentioned that not a good shooting start for Jana Van Geitenbeek and Talia Scott. They're combined 4 for 23, but you look, now you've got Yuting Dunn would start over for her first 5, so that's a lot of good shooters who are just ice cold in this game. Buffaloes play it back in with just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Wooten angles to the right side of the floor. Single digits on the shot clock. She's harassed. Wants to drive. Gets inside. Puts up a tough runner. Misses badly, but Masagayo got loose beneath the bucket to clean up. And put Colorado back in front, 33-29. Under 2 to play in the third. Van Geitenbeek sees a lane to the basket. She's cut off in a crowd. Lobs it outside to Bella. Thought about a 3, passed it up. Maybe that's when she could have taken. Yuting Dunn will not pass up the 3, and she splashes it in. Baylor, just 2 of their first 20 beyond the arc, but Yuting Dunn is heating up, and she pulls Baylor to within 1. Here's a jumper by Gooden from just inside the arc, and the Bears get it back with 1:25 to play in the third quarter, and a chance to go back in front in this low-scoring game. Van Geitenbeek around a screen, and Bella is knocked to the floor by the screenee. That is Ariana Gooden picking up her third foul, and that is 5 on the Buffaloes now. The Bears will have a chance to tie and then hopefully subsequently take the lead from the free throw line.
Bella has hit the floor hard 3 times in this game. Woo.
Well, that's her MO, and she's always willing to sacrifice for the team. She feels it, though. Bella will go to the free throw line, where she is at 80% on the year. 5 points this evening for her on 2 of 5 shooting. As it gets quiet in Foster Pavilion, Baylor down by 1, and now we're tied as she's perfect on the first free throw.
Been a while since Baylor's had a couple of points in a row. In fact, you have to go back to when Baylor scored its 6th and its 8th point of the game.
Second free throw up, ball so good, and Baylor is back in front, 34-33.
And again, Bella Fauntleroy has improved so much at the free throw line, and she's been critical in Big 12 play. Doesn't get there a lot, but right now she's just as money as Talia Scott.
Just over a minute to go in the third. Loose ball on the floor. Good hustle by Jana Van Geitenbeek, forcing the tie-up, and that's going to go back to the Bears.
Now the crowd's in it after Dunn's 3, and then Bella gets the 2 free throws, and Baylor on a little mini 5-0 run, but it's all about your defense, being able to create a stop and get a turnover.
Well, Yuting Dunn has hit back-to-back field goal attempts after missing her first 5.
Yeah, that first one was a nice pull-up jumper from the free throw line, and then just drains a 3.
Inbound to Jana Van Geitenbeek as we're down to a minute to go in the third quarter. Baylor in front for the first time in the second half. Van Geitenbeek guarded by Mackerlane, looks for Bella, feeds her. Bella on the drive, pops a mid-range jumper from the elbow and knocks it down. Bella Fauntleroy puts Baylor in front by 3, a 7-0 Baylor run over the last 45 seconds as the Bears in front 36-33. 40 seconds to play in the third. Masagayo has it on the left baseline. Throws a fastball to Zion Walker, who's too strong on a 3. Rebound loose on the floor. Masagayo picks it back up. Outside to Mackerlane. 15 on the shot clock. 26 to play in the third quarter. Mackerlane gives it off to Zion Walker. Single digits now on the shot clock. Baylor up by 3. Colorado with the ball. Oh, Masagayo bangs into Markayla Johnson. Now Zion Walker with 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot, drives inside and drains the runner. That cuts the lead to 1. Baylor's going to have to play it across midcourt quickly with 5, with 4. Jana on the drive, feeds Ting in the corner for 3 at the third quarter buzzer. 3 made buckets in a row by Yuting Dunn as Jana Van Geitenbeek finds her in the left corner, and she calmly drains a 3. She's up to 8 points on the evening, and that pushes the Baylor lead to 4 at 39-35. Lori, that's a 10-2 Baylor run to close the third quarter. Much needed.
And that's just over the last 1 minute and 35 seconds. That Baylor quickly put together that 10-2 run, but boy, did you need that from all of those points. The 8 of the 10 points coming from Yuting Dunn. She got hot. Bella Fauntleroy with a couple of free throws, and they're going to take a look to make sure that she got it off in time. But what a shot from Dunn right there at the buzzer on the Jana Van Geitenbeek assist.
Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. They are looking at the shot to see if it left the fingertips of Yuting Dunn in time. If it stands, Baylor is up 39-35 as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll let you know the results of the review when we come back after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
12 points over a span of a minute 24. So think about this. There were only 28 points combined in that third quarter. Of course, that was much better than the second quarter where only 12 points were scored. Nonetheless, Baylor really finished strong when it looked like Colorado way too soon was trying to take control of the game, but was slowly inching ahead. Well, Yuting Dunn had something to say about that, Lori.
Well, she did, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Bella Fauntleroy as well, because Dunn had the 2 threes, the one that started that run and the one that ended the run. But in the middle of it, Bella Fauntleroy ended up at the free throw line after getting just smashed in a screen and hit both of those free throws, and then she hit a jumper with 51 seconds left. And so it was Bella and Dunn who got hot right when Baylor needed it. And we're going to have Dunn, of course, staying out there on the floor. And got to give some credit on some defense from Markayla Johnson. That's where she can impact the game right now, is just playing strong, tough defense.
Baylor up by 4, 39-35. Colorado with possession to start the third. Betson feeds it out to Mackerlane in the corner, right wing to Zina Walker. She lobs it too high for the leaping Masagayo, and it's stolen by the Bears.
That was the length of Kyla Abraham getting in the way that time.
Baylor has a chance to match or exceed their largest lead of the evening. It was 6 in the first quarter. 30 seconds gone in the fourth. Jana feeds Yuting Dunn. She's hot. She's open, and she splashes in another three.
Oh, yeah. You can see that one coming.
That pushes the Baylor lead to 7 at 42-35 as Coach Nicky exhorts the crowd to make some noise as the Bears are back on the defensive end. Mackerlane to Betson, also out there with Masagayo, Dutta, and Betson. Here's a lob in low to Dutta. She finishes in close. Dutta, 8 points tonight on 4 of 7 shooting to go along with 7 rebounds. Baylor is up by 5 with the basketball, 42-37. Dunn on the drive, gets inside, circles beneath the bucket, tries a reverse layup, and can't finish, was too far underneath the backboard. Zina Walker back the other way for the Buffaloes. High on the right wing, slings it to Betson, middle of the floor, finds Masagayo at the top of the key. She passes to no one, it's out of bounds. She thought a player was going to cut to the left edge on the arc, but no one did, and she'd already committed the pass. Bella Fauntleroy will get a breather for the Bears. Kyla Abraham is in, so the Bears on offense at 42-37. Play with Van Geitenbeek, Markayla Johnson, Dunn, Buggs, and Abraham. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs joined the 1,000 rebound club for the Bears. Here's Yuting Dunn off a screen left side. Can't clear the shot. Gives it back to Jana in the middle of the floor. Minute 40 gone, fourth quarter. Jana on the drive, circles back outside, feeds Buggs, out to Markayla on the drive. She's got a pop-a jumper in close. That's off target, and Dutta with her 9th rebound will give Colorado the ball back. They feed it ahead to Wooten on the drive. Little mid-range jumper falls off the rim. She used the glass, and it rolled off, and then Buggs is fouled going after the rebound by Masagayo. That's her fourth.
Bugs was perilously close to that baseline, but how she ended up out of bounds is because she got some contact for number 14. But that is Bugs pursuing the basketball. That ball looked like it could go 50-50, but Bugs is the one who corralled the ball and gives Baylor the ball back, leading by 5, 42-37.
7:55 to play, clock moving, fourth quarter. Dunn has it at the top of the arc, looking to get downhill. Sees a lane, explodes to the bucket, and draws the foul.
Well, you cannot think that Dunn is only just going to drift along the three-point line and shoot a three. She can put the ball on the floor and go straight to the rim, and that's just had to step in her way. Otherwise, that's an easy shot for U-Team Dunn.
Dunn, 63% from the line in limited opportunities this year. That foul on Betson is her second, and the team's, I beg your pardon, it's her first and the team's second.
But again, critical free throws in a game that is not anywhere from being over.
Second free throw also good. Boy, drains them both.
Dunn,
she's in double digits.
Dunn all of a sudden just can't even hit the rim. She's just dropping it straight through.
Well, for more of that to come, Baylor up by 7, 44-37. 7:40 to play in this ball game. Walker takes the feed, mid-range jumper, strokes it to the right side of the key. That cuts the Baylor lead to 5 at 44-39. Baylor is led by as many as 7 this evening. Jana finds Talia Scott, who's back in. They're going to swing it around the arc to U-Team Dunn. Talia Scott comes and gets harassed by Wooten, a good defender. Gets downhill. Talia Scott bounces it up top to Bugs, who nearly lost it. She corrals it and strokes a mid-range jumper just inside the free throw line.
All of a sudden, Baylor players are finding that stroke on that pull-up jumper.
Bugs 2 points away from another double-double. It's a 46-39 Baylor lead. Wooten inside driving, smothered on the shot by KJ. Batson picks it up along the baseline. Pass up top to Deta. She'll retreat to the middle of the floor with 9 seconds to shoot. Batson comes up to get it with 5, with 4, finds a cutting Ziona Walker, who leaves the runner short, but the Bears fumble the rebound out of bounds, giving Colorado a fresh 20.
I think you just needed to let Bugs get that one, but you can't fault Jana at all for trying to get the rebound, but it just hit both players and out of bounds, and another 20-second shot clock here for Colorado after Baylor had seemingly gotten the stop.
Ziona Walker plays it into Deta with 6:40 to play. Back to Walker in the paint, tries a tough jumper in a crowd and is bailed out by a foul. She was surrounded by Bears, and they say that Kirsten Johnson got her on the elbow on the way up. That's KJ's second and the team's first.
Okay.
We'll get a look at the replay.
KJ was going, what?
Well, Walker 2 of 3 from the stripe today, 73% on it this season. Buffalo 6 of 9 from the line. Baylor another good game at the stripe, 7 of 8. First shot up, perfect by Walker. One more coming, the Kansas State product in her junior season. She was a key part of a couple of good Kansas State teams that made the tournament. Next free throw, also good. She hit them both, and it's a 5-point Baylor lead once again, 46-41. Talia Scott will bring it across midcourt herself. Ziona Walker taps the ball away and steals it. She's got an open lane to the basket and lays it in. That cuts the Baylor lead to 3. She just picked Talia Scott's pocket and then had an open lane to the bucket for the layup. 46-43, Baylor with the ball and the lead. U-Team Dunn comes to get high on the right side. The shorter Wooten guarding her. She feeds Talia Scott, head fakes a 3, and then telegraphs a pass to Jana. Jana has to chase it down, and then is bailed out by a Deta foul. Deta picks up her second, the team's third. Boy, a little sloppy with the basketball there. That's not something you say about Talia Scott very often, but one turnover in nearly a second. 6:08 to play. Dunn to play it in from the left sideline. Bears down by 3. Has to find KJ, and it's tapped away into the backcourt. Chased down, and Crook nearly travels with it. She finds Walker in close, whose turnaround jumper is blocked. Rebound loose on the floor. She picks it up, and Deta is fouled on her way up. That was just a chaotic play with the ball on the floor, bouncing more than in the hands of either player. And Colorado gets to go to the line out of it as Talia Scott is hit with her third foul. The team's second. Boy, Dunn John just threw that inbound high into a crowd, and KJ, all 6'4", had to leap to get a hand on it, only succeeded in tapping into the backboard. I thought they might hit Brooke for a travel as she hit the floor and spun with the basketball, but there's no whistle there, and the end result are free throws for Dutas.
Yeah, a couple of really bad turnovers for Baylor as Colorado has a chance to extend their 4-0 run. Down by 3 to Baylor, 46-43.
With just a couple of ticks under 6 minutes remaining, J.R. Payne, the coach for Colorado, having a word with her teammates as the floor is dried up. Just about every player on the floor hit it there at some point on that last scramble for the basketball. They're making sure it's safe to play. And now Dutas will go to the line, a 72% free throw shooter. First one tonight, no good. Too strong, she's got one more coming. Well, the fans will make some noise here in the baseline seats behind the Colorado bucket. Second free throw is up, and it's good. That cuts the Baylor lead to 2 at 46-44, 5:55 to play. Van Geitenbeek guarded by Dutas. Cross midcourt, slings it over to Buggs. Buggs a couple of dribbles and then a handoff to Dunn. Dunn high on the left side, harassed by Wooten, a good defender. Has her pass knocked away, but Talia Scott's able to grab it, unload a three, and knock it down.
Boy, if anybody can make up for any kind of steals, bad passes, it's Talia Scott.
Oh, and then Talia Scott is called for tugging on the jersey of Greer away from the ball, and she's hit with the foul. It's her third, the team's third.
Is that for Talia or Dunn?
Dunn. Did I say Talia? I meant to say Yuting Dunn. I beg your pardon. Beg your pardon, yeah, that is Yuting Dunn.
Just scared me for a minute there.
Now, Talia Scott now the second pair in double figures with 11 points on 4 of 14 shooting here in the fourth quarter. She has 3. That's something to watch. She has been a prolific fourth quarter scorer for the Bears. Colorado plays it into Woot. Woot on the three-point arc, angles to the middle of the floor. Pass into the corner, left side now, back to Dutas. Greer has it, left elbow. Passes left side to Walker, drives inside and left the runner short. She got a good look and just couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, though, by Dutas. Colorado will get another look at it. 5:09 to play. Bears up 49-44. Buffaloes with possession. Walker wants a mid-range, can't get it. Sees Greer open down low, and Greer lost it out of bounds, and the Bears got a hand on it last. So Colorado will play it in with 7 seconds to shoot. I thought she was going to kind of flip it off. They'll try a finger roll or a little banker, but just kind of awkward maneuvering in a crowd, and she lost it out of bounds. Walker from the baseline finds Woot, catch and shoot. Too strong on the mid-range. Another offensive rebound though by Colorado. Walker, however, stripped from behind by Jana Van Geitenbeek, but she can't control the loose ball before it hits the sideline in front of the Colorado bench. The Buffaloes will play it in following our fourth quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Final 4:54 forthcoming after this. Bears lead at 49-44 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months, plus $1,000 subvention cash on a new 2026 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 2/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Fourth quarter at Foster Pavilion. It has been a poor shooting game for both teams, but Baylor has started to heat up a little bit here in the second half after a first half performance that saw the Bears shoot 27%. Here in the second half, they are shooting a bit better, 50%. And that's a big reason that they have a 5-point lead. Also, that 10-2 run at the end of the third quarter, Lori, Baylor trying to make it stand up. Colorado's made a couple of mini runs, but so far in the fourth quarter, every time Colorado has managed to put a couple of runs together, the Bears have answered.
Yeah, and Baylor has 4 3-pointers after they could not, buy a 3-pointer in the first half. But they finally got going with Dunn, who scored Baylor's 32nd point late in the third quarter. But she hit a 3 that hit a 3 at the buzzer. She had one to start the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then Talia Scott has the last bucket for Baylor, her 3 on an assist from Dunn. So the Auburn teammates, or former Auburn teammates, making it happen for Baylor and continuing to pull away after Colorado got into within a 2-point game. As Walker and Tatai got a little mini run themselves of 5 points, and they did that on defense. So Colorado turned Baylor over on the boys. So just sloppy passes, and Colorado just attacked and was able to get within 2, but then Talia Scott got that 3, and now what Baylor needs is another stop after allowing 2 offensive rebounds and keeping possessions alive for Colorado.
Colorado's really pulling away a bit on the boards, up 40-32 in that category. Off the inbound, Ziana Walker drives to the bucket, misses a spinning shot, but is fouled by Talia Scott. And that's now the 4th on Talia, the 4th on the Bears. Will send Walker to the free throw line with 4:49 to play. Obviously, I'll say what should go without saying. You need Talia Scott out there. She and Yu-Ting Dunn have combined for 20 of Baylor's 26 second-half points.
Colorado is really attacking on the inside right now, and you can understand why.
First free throw by Walker rattles out. She scored 6.
That was about 3/4 of the way down, it looked like it. It just popped out, and we need the cupcakes going here.
Well, cupcake magic hopefully here at Magnolia Magic. How about that? Second free throw, no good. It's short. She missed them both. Fans will get cupcakes. More importantly, at the moment, the Baylor lead remains 5.
And a big rebound from Kyla Abraham. Nobody was getting that ball but Kyla.
Baylor by 5 with possession. 4:35 to play. Jana dribbling near midcourt. Feeds it ahead to Kyla Abraham. Abraham looks for a teammate to unload to. Finds Talia Scott. 8 on the shot clock. Talia has it knocked out of bounds by Whoop, and the Bears will play it in with 6 seconds to clear a shot. Got to get a good look here. It's a 2-possession game. Baylor with the ball and the lead. Well, you make a bucket here, you could push it to a 3-possession game. Still plenty of time to go. And now the officials are going to look at this to see if it is
appealing the previous out-of-bounds play. The encore ruling is Baylor basketball pending review.
And the officials will take a look at that. It is Roy Gobian checking it out. Walk up there with Judith Romanek and Kimberly Hobbs. We're taking a look at this. The ball was knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, so did the Baylor coaching staff, too. They were looking at their iPad and the replay as well. They seem to be feeling good about it being Baylor basketball.
Hopefully that is the case here. The loose ball looked like it was touched last off the fingertips of Luke, but we'll see.
It was knocked out of Talia's hands.
Now did Talia's fingertips kind of hit it back on the carom?
I don't know. They'll talk themselves out of it.
Well, so Talia kind of awkwardly pulled her hand away that I don't think was really a part of her trying to get out of the way. It's just what she did. And Colorado wants them to take a look at this. Colorado called for this challenge. If it is overruled, they'll get possession. If it is upheld, they'll lose a timeout. The officials are taking a look at this.
They pulled in Julie Gromado to take a closer look as well.
They're talking this through. I think the question is, as Talia was pulling her hand away, after it was definitely Wooten who directed the ball out of bounds, the question is, did it graze off of Talia Scott's fingertips on the way out of bounds? That's what they're discussing. I think it's hard to overrule this one, but it's close. They're going to give us the ruling now.
After review, there is clear and conclusive evidence that the ball last touches Baylor. It's going to be Colorado basketball.
And there you go. So they felt like they had a good look at it. Colorado will get it, so they force a turnover. And Betson will play it in. Right now for the Buffaloes, 4:25 to play. They've got Betson, Walker, Masagayo, Wooten, and Dutas on the floor. Baylor countering defensively with Buggs, Dunn, Abraham, Fauntleroy, and Van Geitenbeek. Here's Walker attacking the bucket again. She's cut off and throws it into the backcourt. Backcourt violation for Colorado, gives it back to the Bears.
All right, so Baylor now can put Talia Scott back in the game after she was taken out since she has 4 fouls. So we're going to see some of those offensive, defensive kinds of substitutions. But Baylor, after the ball was ruled in Baylor's favor, ended up being overturned, go back to Colorado. The Buffaloes just turned the ball over, live ball turnover, and so Baylor has the basketball back, as it should be.
Yes, up 49-44 here with 4:08 to play. Jana around a Buggs screen, right edge, cut off, single digits on the shot clock, feeds Buggs left side of the floor. Buggs with 5 to shoot, with 4 to shoot, gives it off to Abraham. Abraham's got to let a jumper fly from the free throw line, no good. Offensive rebound, gobbled up by Buggs, lays it up and in. The Baylor lead is 7 at 51-44. Hard-nosed rebounding by Buggs, who has another double-double. Walker unloads a 3 and airballs it, and then Dutas is unable to spike it back on the floor before it's out of bounds, and that's going to give it back to the Bears with 3:39 to play. Well, you can always count on Dariana Little-Page Buggs to make a big play, and that was a big one. You know, we may forget about it in the scope of whatever happens in the next 3:39, but that was a big play to give the Bears a 3-score lead.
You know, and she was right in between 3.
Oh! And as the Bears inbound it, Lori, Bella Fauntleroy comes to get take the inbounds pass, and she's knocked down from behind by Greer. Knocked down hard to the floor. That's an obvious foul on Greer, her second. I think your partner, her third, and the team's 4th. So that's going to put the Bears that much closer to shooting the bonus the rest of the way. Baylor has been good from the free throw line tonight. More notably right now, with 3:39 to play, Baylor has the ball and an opportunity to push the lead to 9 or even 10 with a 3. Colorado harassing in the backcourt. Buggs flips it into Jenna Van Geitenbeek, who accelerates near midcourt, with Wooten picking her up there. To the left side of the floor with 20 seconds to shoot, under 3.5 minutes to go. Feeds to Leah Scott, catch and shoot 3 from the left side, leaves it short in the front heel. Rebound to Masagayo, flips it ahead to Walker in transition. Eurostep misses the layup, but contact with Jana will send her to the free throw line. I'm going to say that Jana did not have the feet set. And for Jana Van Geitenbeek, that is her 4th foul and the team's 5th. So right now, Talia Scott and Jana both playing with 4 fouls. Masagayo has 4 for the Buffaloes, and Walker, who missed 2 free throws just a moment ago, goes back to the line. She is 4 of 7. She's got 14 points to lead all scores in this one, and she drains the first. That snaps a streak of 2 minutes and 40 seconds without a point by the Buffaloes. One more free throw coming. This could cut the Baylor lead to 5, and that is what happens. 51-46, Baylor with the lead in the ball. 3:18 to play. Colorado again pressuring in the backcourt. Buggs flips it into Van Geitenbeek. That looks a little dangerous. And then a foul on Colorado as they tried to pin Jana Van Geitenbeek along the baseline. Desiree Wooten gets her 3rd foul called against her. And that will send Baylor to the free throw line. Baylor in the bonus, and Jana Van Geitenbeek will go to the line for the first time. Been a tough shooting night for her. Just 2 points on 1 of 10 shooting. But another good game distributing. She has 7 assists at her season average, and she's got an opportunity to push that Baylor lead that stands at 51-46 right now. A dribble as it gets quiet in Foster. She calmly sinks the first. One more coming. Baylor lead is 6. It could be a 3-score lead if she hits this one, but it rattles out. Offensive rebound chased down by Kyla Abraham, and then a timeout called by Coach Nicky. Good hustle there by Kyla Abraham. Lori, we were justly highlighting the fact that Colorado was really cleaning up the offensive glass. But Baylor has responded well. You think about that. Bugs offensive rebound, now Kyla Abraham here as well.
Yeah, Bugs, Kyla, when she initially had the basketball, it came popped out of her hands, but she immediately pulled it back in. And so you've got to give her some credit there for just hanging on to that basketball, staying in pursuit, just like Bugs does. But I love the timeout call, because if Colorado could have gotten to Kayla, they would have gotten her quickly, fouled her, made her go to the free throw line. So good timeout called by Coach Nikki Holland and her staff.
Lori, that rebound for Kyla Abraham was her 7th of the evening. She's had in her career in rebounds, reached double digits before, 10 against Texas Southern, but 7 in this game is really huge. You know, you have Bugs in double digits, you have Kyla with 7, KJ with 8. Baylor lobs it in with 19 seconds on the shot clock. Talia Scott hands it off to the inbounder, Jana Van Geiten. She feeds it across to Talia Scott, who I think wanted a jumper from the elbow but couldn't clear a shot. She bounces in the lane, finds a cutting Abraham, who's fouled on the way to the bucket. She couldn't quite finish, but she'll go to the free throw line as Logan Greer picks up her 4th foul. Well, Lori, we talked to Kyla Abraham before the game, and how much her free throw shooting is getting better. I know that 55% isn't anything to write home about, but you're talking about someone who had honestly been in the 30s the first 2+ years of her career. She is improving, and she's got an opportunity to extend this Baylor lead from the line as Markayla Johnson replaces Yuting Dunn. Abraham tonight, 4 points, 7 rebounds. First free throw is too strong. She'll have one more coming. 52-46 with exactly 3 minutes to go. Baylor trying to pick up a Big 12 win here at home. One more coming for Kyla. It's on the way too strong, hits the rim once, twice, and then falls off, and Dutah chases it down in the quarter. Colorado back the other way. Woot slings it left side to Walker. Markayla Johnson picks her up. She fires it out to Wooten. Her pass into the post is knocked away, nearly stolen by the Bears, but Colorado chases the loose ball back down. Walker, however, misses the mid-range jumper. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Colorado. Bears had some opportunities there, but Colorado will keep it with 2:40 to play. They get a fresh 20, and now Colorado will call a timeout. Lori, here's where we stand with 2:40 to go. Colorado has the ball. Baylor has the lead at 52-46. Both teams are shooting the bonus, and the possession arrow favors Baylor. The Bears have 3 timeouts remaining, as does Colorado. Foul trouble for the Bears. Van Geiten, Meek, and Scott each have 4. For Colorado, Jake Masagayo has 4 as well. So that's where we are, and that's kind of the setup here of the final 160 seconds of this game. Baylor, after just an atrocious shooting first half, has done the work to trying to get a look at they're trying to get a look at a play here a moment ago and see if that's last touched by the Buffaloes. But we'll take a look at that. Whatever the case, Lord, Baylor has done the work to take the lead in this game, and now they've got to close it out defensively. Colorado looking to play it in. They feed it to Masagayo, mid-post left side, drives inside, misses the tough shot. Good defense by the Bears. Rebound batted around numerous times. It's loose on the floor, and a jump ball will be the call, giving it back to the Bears. Talia Scott will check back in along with Yuting Dunn. Well, Lori, I'll say this. After we praised Baylor getting back on the offensive glass, they're having some troubles here, but they'll get the ball back here with 2:32 to go and a chance to push the lead to 3 scores. Colorado looks like they're going to play backcourt pressure again, and they do. Ziona Walker harassing Jana, but she breaks it ahead to Yuting Dunn. Bounces to a driving Kyla Abraham. Good setup there. They go 94 feet and give Kyla the point-blank layup, which she hits. And that pushes the lead to 8, and Colorado turns it over, an unforced error. Greer's pass is off the fingertips of Dutah, who just fumbled it out of bounds, and now Baylor has an opportunity to open up a double-digit lead. Inbound comes to Van Geitenbeek. And, Ziona Walker tips the ball away, and then they call Jana for a foul on the ground. Jana dove down trying to get it, and they called Jana for a foul.
Wow.
That seemed like a quick whistle when you have both players hitting the deck to go for a loose ball, but they call it on Jana, and she's done for the day.
Wow.
That is Jana's 5th foul. Tell you what, that's a tough foul call on her. Jana will finish the day with 3 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. Bella Fauntleroy is back in. Jana gets a hand from the crowd. And Bella's in for her. So it looks like Talia will be handling the ball. And it'll be Wooten to play it in for Colorado. So they called that an offensive foul on Jana, if you think about it, except it's a loose ball foul. Colorado's going to the line. They play it into Wooten to Masagayo at the top of the key, just a step inside the arc. With 2 minutes to go, finds Walker in the corner. They'll try a 3, no good. That was DeTah missing. You'll take her taking the shot. And now Baylor up 54-46 is going to slow it down with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Talia Scott has it in the center jump circle. They're going to try to drain some clock and then hit a shot. Now you got to watch Ida Walker. She likes to tip the ball away and has had some success. 10 on the shot clock. Wooten over to double team. Talia Scott feeds it inside to Abraham. Fumbles it, gets it back. 5 to shoot. Out to Bella. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. Dribbles it off her foot. Fires a desperation shot off the back rim. No. Rebound tipped around. Grabbed by the Buffaloes. It's Masagayo. Ahead to Walker. Baylor is up by 8. Colorado with possession. 1 minute 15 to go. They feed it to the left wing. Up top to Wooten. We're down to 1 minute 10 to go. Wooten circles inside, gets to the bucket, and can't clear the shot. Abraham may have got a hand on it. It's out of bounds to Colorado. They'll play it in with 1 minute 7 to go and 13 seconds to shoot.
Abraham moves her feet so well. It just keeps her hands straight up in the air. She's really good at tracking the ball as it's going towards the rim. And Baylor doesn't get a turnover, but they do get that stop on the inside with 1 minute, 7 seconds left. 13 seconds on the shot clock when Colorado inbounds the basketball after the timeout.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Bears' defense here in the second half, I think Baylor's defense, despite the poor shooting night by both teams, was always better. But Baylor was missing so many shots that Colorado was, didn't have to shoot particularly well to get it in.
Here in the second half, Baylor is shooting so much better than they were before at almost 48%. So they've been right around 50% in the second half. For Colorado this half, they're at 25%. But where they're making a difference for themselves, they've been getting to the free throw line and they've been giving themselves second chances with the offensive rebounds.
Well, you look at this game, Lori, defense covers a multitude of sins. It really does. And Baylor has brought it tonight. And they've got an opportunity here to close it out. They held Colorado to 46 points on 61 field goal attempts. And we're down to 1 minute 7 to go. A stop here. Well, Colorado's in a bit desperation mode, but a stop here really puts the math in Baylor's favor. The Colorado will play it in. DeTah needs to find a teammate, does. It's Wooten off a screen, open for 3, and she drains it. And Colorado's going to call a timeout with 1 minute 4 to go. Wooten got loose off a screen and hit a catch and shoot 3 to pull Colorado to within 5 with 1 minute 4 to go. Now the Buffaloes call a timeout. They have 1 remaining. The Bears have 3 at their disposal should they need them. And of course here Coach Nicky can draw something up here off the Colorado timeout with a minute 4 to go and a 54-49 Baylor lead.
Baylor has 3 timeouts left, so they've got something to play with. Colorado just has 1 timeout left with 1 minute 4 left to go. And the most important thing for Baylor right now is to inbound the basketball.
And again,
secure the basketball.
And you've got 3 timeouts left, so you're not with 1 minute 4 to go being reckless if you have to burn one if you need to get it in. So it does have a 5-second violation.
That's right. You don't want to turn the basketball over on a 5-second violation.
And Baylor is not going to use the well, actually Colorado called the timeout, so I beg your pardon. Baylor is going to go the length of the floor and try to drain some clock. Now Colorado applying pressure once again. Baylor got a bucket off a play like this to Kyla Abraham a few moments ago. So we'll see what they draw up. I know you want to drain some clock, but if you can get an easy bucket, that would also be very good.
You want to get the ball into Talia Scott's hands because you want to make them force.
Baylor plays it in. They're going to have to get it across midcourt. Oh, and an offensive foul is called on Talia Scott along the sideline. She has fouled out, and that means the Bears are out of ball handlers here, at least traditional ball handlers that we've seen, and it is Ella Brow who's going to have to come in here and close as both Jenna Van Geitenbeek and Talia Scott have fouled out. They had her pinned against the sideline on the right side, double teamed. Well, they're saying that's a charge, basically, because there wasn't a ton of contact, but Wooten set her feet and took the charge from Talia Scott. So now Ella Brow, who played very well in the game against Oklahoma State, is on to close it out. Under a minute to go. It's a 5-point game. DeTop feeds Wooten, catch and shoot on the three, banks it and misses. Rebound hits the floor. Masagayo chases it down. Colorado will get another look at it with 42 seconds to go, down 5. It's Wooten slinging it up top to Walker. Walker with a head fake, drives inside, gets in close, has her shot swallowed up by Bugs. Jump ball is the call. Colorado will keep with 9 seconds to shoot. But that was a ferocious defensive effort there by Bugs with Walker, Colorado's leading scorer on the game, downhill.
And to not foul.
DeTa to play it in with 9 seconds to shoot. It's a 2-possession Baylor lead. DeTa, last minute, finds Wooten, another catch and shoot 3. That one is way off the mark. Rebound loose on the floor. Picked up by DeTa. She's blocked on her way back up, and it's out of bounds to the Buffaloes with 3 seconds to shoot. And 28 to play. Baylor's still up by 5. 3 seconds to shoot. It doesn't have to be a catch and shoot, but the Buffaloes cannot dilly-dally. And it'll be Walker to play it in beneath the bucket from the baseline. Flings it out to Wooten, puts it on the floor. Oh, she's bailed out by a foul. And I think that looks like what she was trying to do. She got the foul on Ella Brow. Brow's first, and it's going to send Wooten to the free throw line with 26.2 seconds to go. And a 5-point Baylor lead. And Baylor down to Ella Brow as their lone ball handler. The SMU transfer played in just her second game as a Bear. 26.2 seconds left.
Yeah, but Ella tried to close on her because there was just so little time left.
Wooten's first free throw is good.
But you had Wooten who just leaned into her and got the 3 free throws.
Second one is up. No good. It rolled off. So she'll have one more coming. 54-50. Baylor with the lead. 26.2 seconds to go. Wooten, a 73% shooter. Hit the first, missed the second, and missed the third. And Bella grabs the rebound. Timeout, Bears. Well, the Bears dodge a bullet there. It remains a 2-possession game with 25.5 seconds to go, and the shot clock dark. Wooten had a golden opportunity to make it a 1-possession game, but she missed 2 of 3 free throws, despite being one of the Buffalo's better free throw shooters at 76%.
You know, you had played 39 minutes and 35 seconds, and you know you just got to the pressure on you, you're tired. And, I think we saw that in the Iowa State game. We saw the 1 free throw and then a couple of misses in that game as a foul on the 3-pointer, which we saw a lot of in that game. But I think it comes down to that pressure. Your arms are tired. And Baylor will take that. They get the timeout, so they will inbound the basketball.
Bears still have 2 timeouts at their disposal if they have any trouble getting in. This time they will inbound from the midcourt. Right at the edge of the Baylor bench. Bella to play it in. Ella Brow comes and gets, and she has it along the right wing. Colorado triple teams her, and a quick timeout is called by Coach Nicky. Brow dribbled over to the wing and was triple teamed by Colorado, and Coach Nicky wisely called the timeout with 21.3 seconds left.
It was Ella versus 4 Buffaloes just then.
That wasn't going to end well for the Bears if you don't use the timeout. You wouldn't think, unless they're just over-aggressive. So now Baylor will inbound it again. one timeout remaining. Both teams have one timeout at their disposal. Colorado, both teams over the limit, so both teams shooting free throws. The possession ball favors the Bears, so Colorado will, if they can't get a turnover off the inbounds, will probably either try for a quick turnover or a tie-up with the Bears and then foul with under 20 seconds to go. It's 21.3 seconds at the moment, and Bella's going to play it in again. 54-50, Baylor with the lead. Neither team has scored as of late. The Bears have gone 2:05 without a point. Colorado, meanwhile, Baylor has held them to just one of their last 12 from the field. Bella's going to play it in, looking. Last minute finds KJ on the wing. Oh, she loses the basketball. Colorado steals it. It was on her fingertips, and Colorado knocked it away in the corner. Here comes Wooten, driving inside, puts up a runner, no good. Out of bounds, and it's knocked back in. Jump ball is called as the Bears tie it up, and Baylor will have it with 7.9 seconds to play.
Goodness gracious.
This has not been a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination. All you really care about is a tick in the Baylor win column, which they are in position to have right now. And Coach Nicky's going to call a timeout here, and you would think use the midcourt inbounds again more, because that way, even if you turn it over, Colorado still has to go the length of the floor and still couldn't tie it.
Right, and again, that's why Coach Nicky likes to keep those timeouts in the back pocket for just this moment. And Baylor gets an incredibly important held ball by who else but Dariana Little Page Bugs, mixing it up right underneath the basket on the missed shot by Wooten as she pushed the ball down the floor. And I'm assuming hoping to get a shot to go in, possibly an and one, but Bugs was there to be able to get the ball tied up and the possession arrow in Baylor's favor.
You know what I said, Baylor has picked up defensive stop after defensive stop tonight. Sometimes they've had picked up more than they should because they haven't rebounded, but nonetheless, they do keep getting the stops. Dariana Little Page Bugs, by the way, has picked up her 8th double-double of the season for the Bears. So even though that, you look at that, she doesn't have 20 rebounds tonight, but feels like their leads are just as big. 10 points, 12 rebounds here against Colorado. And Baylor, with 7.9 seconds left, is up 54-50 and will play it in from their side of the floor.
This is a Colorado team coming in to this game 2-1 like Baylor in the Big 12. They lost at Arizona State in their opener, and then they beat Arizona and Cincinnati on their home floor. So it's a team coming in with a two-game win streak and feeling good about themselves.
Uting done to play it in, feeds Bugs. Bugs is double team sandwiched. Oh, and a jump ball is called. Well, the possession error actually does favor Colorado. And so they're going to get it with 6.6 seconds left. That was a quick jump ball call right in front of us. And now the Buffaloes will call a timeout. So Colorado, there's still a prayer in this one with possession, down 54-50 with 6.6 seconds to go. Boy, Lori, they did get a couple hands on the ball, but that was a quick jump ball.
Yeah, and I think that was what Colorado was trying to do. I mean, just coming in quickly with two players, and it's almost when you catch the ball, you just got to be cognizant of that instead of just, like handing it off with a football player, and you're cradling the basketball. They just attacked the ball and got the quick jump ball.
Yeah, so they've got a chance here, down 54-50. Baylor with the lead, Colorado with the ball, 6.6 seconds left. Bears need another defensive stop. They've held Colorado to 27% shooting rate tonight to close the deal. Bears will send a tall, lanky defensive unit out there, playing without Talia Scott and Jenna Van Dyke. You've got Markayla, Bella, Teen, Kyla, and Bugs out there on the floor. It'll be Walker to play it in. They need a quick shot. They played it in Masagayo. Drives inside, lays it in with 3.5 seconds to go. It's a one-possession game. Baylor has to get it in. The Bears are out of timeouts. Bugs looking, plays it into Bella Fauntleroy, and she is fouled with 2.3 seconds to go. Bella was able to shake loose there of a defender and take the feed. It's a one-possession game, 54-52, with 2.3 seconds to go. Now, Lori, if Bella hits both free throws, it's a two-possession game with 2.3 seconds left. If she misses one, Colorado still has to go the length at 2.3. But hopefully you don't have to worry about that. Hopefully Bella, who as you've so well described tonight, Lori, has been excellent at the free throw line as of late, has a chance to ice the game here. She is 2 of 2 from the stripe tonight, over 80% on this season after a tough junior year from the line. 2-point Baylor lead. Free throw up, and now a 3-point Baylor lead. 2.3 seconds left. Can she ice it here? Second free throw. Spin of the basketball, a dribble, it's up, and it's good! Coach Nicky tells the team to back off. Doesn't matter if they hit a shot or not. Mark Kayla Johnson doesn't back off, and that was too close for comfort, but oh well. Baylor holds on for the win, 56-52. The product itself was not pretty, but you know what, Lori, at the end of the year, the result will be, and that's what we will focus on.
A win is a win is a win. Whether you win by 40 or you win by 4, we will take this one today and against a tough Colorado team. And you know that Baylor's got another tough team coming in, Kansas. Playing well, has lost some very close games, so you know they are right there. So Baylor's got a lot to focus on after this game, and hopefully those shots will start falling. But you think about, again, you didn't have Talia Scott, you didn't have Jana Van Dykenbeek, but you got the plays that mattered when it needed, and you certainly got a great performance today from Bella Fauntleroy, who was in double digits, but most importantly, she was money again, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and when Baylor absolutely needed it.
Well, there's a saying, win your clunkers, and Baylor won their clunker tonight, 56-52 over Colorado. The first Central Credit Union postgame show is coming up next. We will visit with Yu-Ting Dunn on the program, along with Coach Nicky. We'll look at stats, scores, and more as the Bears get it done tonight, 56-52 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the My H-E-B app to start prepping for game day right away.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Over Colorado here as we welcome you into the First Central Credit Union post-game show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. A big part of the reason the Bears won tonight was a flurry of 13 points by Yu-Ting Dunn in the third and fourth quarters. And we are joined by Yu-Ting Dunn right now. I think your first live English language interview with us. And Ting, well-deserved. You played such a big role in the win. And Ting, congrats on the win. Let me just ask you, how important was it for you, for this team, to be able to hit those shots late third and early fourth in a tight game like this?
I just make a little bit adjustment in the second quarter, because I know in the first quarter and the second quarter I missed a lot of shots. I lost a little bit of confidence, and then my coach and my teammates tell me just keep shot, keep confidence. So that's important for me, I think.
Well, you're such a great shooter. I think, is that a common message from Coach Nikki? Be ready to shoot, because clearly she has a lot of confidence in you for obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's very important. Thanks, Coach Nikki, to believe in me, because she just taught me keep shot, be ready, stay ready, and then possible to you just need to shot the ball. Yeah.
Well, Ting, we're glad to have you on the post-game show after a Baylor win, number one. But those three-pointers that you hit that last or that one right before the end of the third quarter. Can you talk about that particular play? Almost at the end, almost at zeros on as the shot clock is winding down, and you hit that three right at the buzzer.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I made that 3-point because I feel a little bit upset, because in the first quarter I didn't get any points, so I'm a little bit sad. And I just want to catch the ball, make that. And Jenna just told me, catch the ball, I will pass to you. And it's a lot of confidence, for me.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, absolutely. All of them much needed in this game. You guys have learned to play and win close ball games. Do you feel a calmness in these close ball games that you can do what you need to do?
Yeah, I just need follow the Coach Nikki's flow, because we know the point is very close, and then we have a little bit nervous, but we just need to be smart. Yeah, catch the ball, don't turn over. That's it.
Well, y'all were able to get it done. By the way, this is pressure, Lori. People can't see this, but a lot of your teammates were having their people had cameras out recording, getting video of this interview. So, Ting, I got to say, we obviously love what you do on the floor. You're a big part of why this team's been so successful. But I'm very impressed to see you do these interviews in a second language. So we appreciate that. That's pretty impressive work. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
All right, Sick 'em
Thank
Bears.
you, Sick 'em Bears. Yu-Ting Dunn led the Bears with 13 points tonight, and those 13 points at the end of the third and into the third and early fourth quarter were so impressive. Hey, she's getting hugs from people here, Laura. I got to say, that is no small feat, doing a live radio interview in your second language, a language she's still really growing, and I'm very impressed.
And incredibly comfortable performance from her in that five-minute span where she scored the 13 points, but she was just as outstanding on the post-game show for us.
And now we're joined by Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Her post-game comments brought to you by Alliance Bank. It's your bank. And Coach Nikki, it's easy to focus on some of the shortcomings tonight, but I got to ask you, you did some good things, but boy, it was a tough game tonight. There's a saying sometimes, win your clunkers. Was that what this was tonight in your mind? Or
It was like go deep into the bag when Talia and Jana were both out of the game at the end, too, The two that can just kind of catch it and dribble away if they're going to double team us, and The officials weren't going to give us anything but a jump ball there. But when you look at the ways that both Jana and Talia fouled out, it was like them reaching on a ball, 2 different balls at half court, us dribbling it down. So we've got to do a better job of being in protection mode and turning our body away because, we know that's something Zy Walker does. That's what she did for Kansas State last year. And obviously late in the game when you have a 2-score lead, they just kind of came after us. And I thought Wooten and Walker, bothered us there down the stretch. Now I'll tell you this. They're one of the only teams we play that has the length that we have, and the length bothered us. The length bothered us at the rim. We weren't seeing that the action was behind us. They did a good job with their length of, it's the best I've seen anyone guard Talia in terms of kind of spacing her when she got around and their 5s were guarding her, because we got them screened, but now she's playing against drop coverage, but length, right? And so now it's harder to get around them because she's got Masagayo and Greer and there's just length everywhere. And so I thought our stretch were Ting made shots. We moved the ball, we drove and kicked it a little bit. We had good execution coming out in the 4th on that little flare action. So I thought Colorado guarded us as well as anybody all season in terms of their length. Now I thought in the first half we missed a lot of open shots. I thought in the second half, we didn't move the ball. The ball stuck a little too much. And I don't think our offensive flow was as good in the second half, even though, the score was pretty similar.
Well, Coach Nikki, a good defense, which your team has put together this year, can cover up kind of a multitude of sins. And you look at Colorado's numbers, everything they got, it felt like they had to work for the most part. Did the numbers, do they bear that out to you?
Yeah, I thought, our first shot defense was good. We just had such a hard time, of keeping them off the glass. They had 17 second chance points. That was our problem. We just didn't go get the ball when it was up in the air. And we just got to be better, that. I thought that was the thing we did poorly. If there was something that I thought hurt us, I thought there was a lot of good stuff defensively. I thought Kyla's rim protection was good. Bella's rim protection was good. But, I just felt like we didn't finish with defensive rebounds, and that's with their length, and they come at the 3-4-5 consistently, and that's where all their rebounds were coming from, other than Walker, who got some of her own when she would miss at the rim. So you can't give a team 22 offensive rebounds. We're lucky in a lot of ways that we won this game because, the turnovers were jump balls, some of them were, but, they're late. I mean, we have both of our point guards are sitting on the bench. So that makes it a unique challenge there at the end. Or the ones that have played all the minutes. That was a tough position to put Ella in. And I'm just happy Wooten only made 1 free throw when we fouled on the 3.
Well, I know you were just talking about rebounds and Baylor getting out-rebounded, but you got another 12 tonight from Dariana Littlepage-Buggs, who passed the 1,000 rebound mark and moved into 9th place all by herself. She passed the great Danielle Cochran. And it's just amazing to watch.
Who's she chasing down? Who's
She's
next?
chasing down Maggie Davis-Stinnett next.
Okay. And then?
But
Come on,
that,
show
okay,
me.
hold on just a second.
If
Then
she-
you've got Jackie, Nina, Melissa, Kalani, Brittany, Sophia, and Susie Snyder-Eppers.
Okay.
That's
a
Baylor
list right
basketball
there.
royalty
That's-
right there.
That is Baylor basketball. I think she's going to catch Nalissa. I think she's going to catch Nalissa. Good for her. I mean, when you look at that list, outside of Nina, you got a lot of big post players right there. So that just shows the heart that Buggs has to go pursue the ball. And I thought her offensive rebound putback should have been an and one there late when Kyla was forced to get that thing up on the rim. I'm just happy she got it on the rim. But yeah, she's special that way. Just nobody keeps her. And the one beautiful thing about her in a game with a team full of people that go to the boards is she don't box anyway. So she's just going to get it, and she's trying to beat you to the rim. Now, obviously, Dutah, is that how you say
Dutah.
it? Dutah got us a few times too, but really proud of the way we pursued the ball and found a way at the end.
Coach Nikki, you've had players in the past couple of years. last year's teams have been so balanced. We've always had players capable of getting hot, hitting a few shots in a row. But even in a game like this, how nice is it? Players like Talia Scott, Yu-Ting Dunn, who just seem to have that ability to, even on a cold night, hit 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, really was valuable this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, that first quarter we looked like this was going to be a high-scoring game, and then it came to a screeching halt. And I thought Jana got open looks and missed. And, when you're starting 1 and 2, shoot 5 for 25 and you find a way to win, when Talia missed a free throw, I was like, oh, goodness, like that just doesn't ever happen. And so, I thought Bella made a couple shots early. It hurt us when she went out there for a while, when she went down, because I thought her energy was really good. But I thought Kyla came in and did some things really, really well. I want to see her defensive rebound better. I thought she was elite going to the offensive glass and getting us extra possessions. I thought she missed opportunities to defensive rebound at the rim. She's got to go pursue that ball, because I just don't think if she makes up her mind to go get it off the rim, she can get the ball outside her area. I thought the stretch Yu-Ting had was really, really big. And the offensive rebound by Bugs. Even Bella's free throws were
were big.
Every shot we made was big in a 4-point game. And, honestly we were honestly lucky that, she only made 1 free throw when we fouled on 3. And that's 2 times now this season that we've done that late in games. And it's cost us overtime in the last game, going to overtime. We got to know people are going to lean in, and I don't think she walked into her space, but when a kid's throwing the ball at the basket, you got to give them room to throw it at the basket, and that's a tough thing because you don't want to give them an open shot, but, it was kind of a bailout call. I thought a lot of those were late.
Well, after talking about free throws, after going 17 of 18 on Sunday, you go 10 of 14 tonight. Not quite as good, but still 71% in a close game like this was good. Next up, Kansas on Sunday, another big game. I do have to ask you, we talked to Yu-Ting Dunn here. Obviously, your teammates and staff love her and what she brings. Did you ever do an interview in a foreign language when you played in Greece?
I sure did not.
No, I was impressed by her.
But I also, fortunately, didn't have to I don't want to say I didn't have to immerse myself. I had to know how to ask for certain things at the grocery store. I had to learn to communicate and learn words and phrases and stuff like that. The beauty of basketball, it's an international language, but certainly she's got to pass classes in English. So, if I'd like to believe that if I'd have been there multiple years and I was going to school over there, then I would have worked really hard to know things besides just how to count to 10 and
please and thank you.
Those type of things, and how to get meat and a Greek salad and things like that. But no, she's come a long way. I think she knows more than sometimes she lets on. I think it takes more time to get confidence in speaking. So, what an awesome thing for her to do this. So
she just sat right down and answered the questions.
Great. I love it. That's good to know. That's good to know.
With cameras in her
done.
face. Yeah. She doesn't have as many excuses as she did.
Yep.
Well, Coach Nikki, hope fans will come out here on Sunday. Another big game against Texas. Got to defend the home floor, but 3 wins in a row, and hopefully 4 come Sunday.
Yeah, let's get it done.
Thank you very much. Head coach Nikki Collin with the post-game comments as the Bears win tonight 54-50 over Colorado. We'll take it 56-52, I beg your pardon, over Colorado. We'll take a timeout and come back with more after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's the wrap-up the year sales
What was the
event
score you just gave?
I said 54-50. It was 56-52.
Drive the stunning 2025 Jeep Grand
It was still pretty much the
L
same.
Yeah,
with 0% financing for 60 months, or take $4,500 in combined
Gotta be
bonus
right,
cash,
yes.
plus $1,000
Hey, good for you,
in select
Ting Dunn.
inventory cash.
She did
And right now,
great.
enjoy no payments
Oh,
for
God,
90
it was
days.
so funny
Just
to
sign
watch.
and drive into the new year. These deals end soon,
Micah.
so hurry into
Oh, my
Alan
God.
Samuels in Waco today.
Come by. Let's be friends.
Woo. When you strive for greatness, you
Well.
have a target on your back.
Okay.
We got
me
it
say
done.
this.
When it
That's
comes
all
to
all that
finances,
matters.
we're all targets for scammers.
I am
With
not
the right
a
game
fan
plan,
of their notes.
you
No,
can
me either.
protect
They didn't even have their stats
Don't
in
get
them.
faked by fraud.
They didn't even have their stats
Here's
in
a
them.
tip.
It was
Don't
not
click
helpful.
on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Tonight's game also brought to you by H-E-B. H-E-B. Here, everything is better. Well, it was not the prettiest game we've ever seen, not by a long shot. The Bears did not shoot well, 35%. Had a particularly rough second quarter that saw them only score 5 points. But they win the game. And again, obviously, you can't play like this too many games and expect to win. However, again, if you improve, you pick up on it. I think, you get even a couple weeks from now, and you just that third win. It's that third Big 12 win, 3-1. Tell you what, 4 Big 12 games, 4 have gone down right to the wire, and getting our, blood pressure, heart, all those things, whatever you want to say.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, you are. People yes, you, Lori.
And I don't know, and again, I can't tell you why, but.
Man, sometimes the Lord just gives us a peace in the midst of the storm.
I guess that's it. Even Bella, Bella made a big play at the end, being able to get to the free throw line, and I love the way that she focuses now, and she has a routine that she's in, and she is almost 85% from the free throw line. And boy, did Baylor need those last 2 just to give them a little bit of breathing room, and even with 2.3 seconds left, Colorado got a shot off that hit the rim, hit the backboard, hit the rim, and
I'm going to. Maybe I shouldn't mention this, but I will. This is where I think Coach Nikki, where the coaching staff, they continue to work with the players on game situations. It's 56-52. They have to go the length of the floor in 3 seconds. The only way they have a chance to make something happen is if you foul them. Coach Nikki and the staff were screaming, back off, back off. One player, freshman, didn't hear it, didn't realize it, and guarded Wooten hard. And there was contact, and that shot hit the rim and had a chance to bank in. Now, they didn't call the foul. She didn't hit the shot. But the only way they had an opportunity to tie the game there was if you foul them, and that was closer to what happened than it should have. Now, I bring that up not to single anyone out, but to say I think these are the things, as you with a team that, when you have younger players, and you had to play her in a key situation here late, and she's a good defender, but in Markayla Johnson, but boy, just drop away. If they want to hit a 3, if they want to drive to the basket and dunk it, let them. Let them.
Well, I saw Tony Green make a beeline and for Markayla. They just had a little discussion and about just that point. If you go back in the annals of Baylor women's basketball history, if you've been around the game for a long time, you will remember the great Jackie Stiles. And the great Jackie Stiles, when she was here with Southwest Missouri State, Baylor was up by 3. Jackie Stiles hit a 3, fouled her. Of course she hit the free throw.
Oh, yeah.
And Baylor lost that game. That was a gut punch then, and I still remember.
All these.
I'm feeling the
you
gut
always
punch
remember
right
those,
now.
yeah.
But we've seen him before. And game situations, but again, that's an opportunity to learn in a safe environment, because you ended up winning this game by 4 today, and You know, a win is a win is a win, and I will take that any day.
Well, the Bears got it. They are now 14-3 on the season, 3-1 in Big 12 play, remaining just a game behind Texas Tech for the lead in Big 12 play. And I know it's very early, but let's look at that because I think this team, if it stays healthy, looks like a team that should contend for a Big 12 title, and so you want to make sure you're doing that. And again, I think this wasn't a pretty win, but it would have been a really ugly loss, and so you take that. You take that as it is. Let's take a look at the numbers here in this one on the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Everything we do for you. First Central Credit Union. Baylor shoots 36% from the field, 56 points on 56 shots, holding Colorado to 28%. They need 67 shots to accrue 52 points. They were just 2 of 16 beyond the arc, 13%. Baylor was not great from beyond the arc, 23%, 6 of 26. But there was one point when they were, I believe, 1 of 16 from downtown. So they finished about 5 for their last 10, which they much needed. Baylor again solid from the free throw line tonight, 71%, 10 of 14. The Buffaloes, 12 of 20, 16%. Baylor turned it over too many times, 21 to Colorado's 19, although Colorado does average 19 forced turnovers per game. They outscored the Bears off of turnovers 17-15. Coach Nicky talked about that offensive rebounding edge for the Buffaloes. They were 22-12. They outgained the Bears on the offensive glass, leading to a 48-40 edge in overall rebounds. Second chance points kept them in it. They had 17. Baylor had 8. Baylor's bench outscored their opponent's bench for the 9th consecutive game, 19-15 in this one. Baylor tonight, 13 assists on 20 field goals. Colorado with 10 on 19. The Buffaloes had 2 in double figures. Ina Walker, 16 points on 5 of 13 shooting. And then Desiree Wooten with 13 on 5 of 20 shooting. Anael Duta had 9 points and 12 rebounds. She was a point away from a double-double. 5 for Greer, for Logan Greer. No one else had more than 2 for the Buffaloes after that. For the Bears, actually 4 in double figures. 4 in double figures tonight. Yuting Dunn led the way with 13 points on 4 of 10 shooting. All those points came in a flurry over about a 5-minute stretch, bridging the late third quarter and early fourth quarter, including a 3 at the third quarter buzzer that gave Baylor a 4-point lead heading into the fourth. She had 13 points. After that, it was 11 apiece for Bella Fauntleroy and Talia Scott. Bella was more efficient than Talia. Bella 3 of 7, including 4 of 4 from the free throw line to go along with 5 rebounds. Talia missed her first 9 shots and then hit 4 of her last 6. She had 11 points before fouling out this evening to go along with 2 assists. Dariana Little-Page Bugs, her 8th double-double of the year, 10 points, 12 rebounds for Bugs, including a big offensive rebound and put back in the fourth quarter that kept the Bears at a 2-score margin. After that, for the Bears, it was 6 points for Kyla Abraham, 6.7 rebounds and a blocked shot off the bench. And you also, I want to mention something else about Bella before I move away, Lori, because this snuck up on me. She played good defense, and we knew she played good defense, but she finished tonight with 5 blocked shots in the game, matching her career high.
Wow.
It is the second time that she has reached 5 blocks in a game, the other against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. All of them were big this evening for the Bears. So she had 5 blocked shots, 5 also for Kirsten Johnson. So Kirsten Johnson coming close to her career high as well. Johnson's career high in blocks, though, is 6. So she finishes just shy of that. Kirsten Johnson tonight for the Bears, 2 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 blocked shots. 3 for Jana Van Geitenbeek on 1 of 10 shooting, but she finished with 7 assists again tonight, and she has at least 7 assists now in 9 of her last 10 games. Ella Brow played just 1 minute. Markayla Johnson played 9 for the Bears, and Kaylin Elms did not play tonight, but that was the way the game played out this evening in a 56-52 Baylor win. We'll take a time out here on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. When we come back, we'll take a quick look at stats with Lori, and then we'll come back and wrap things up from Foster Pavilion. The Bears win their 3rd straight Big 12 game. They have to fight for it. 56-52, the final score here at Foster Pavilion on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet